Coldplay is actually they're really charitable, and they do this social justice thing. Have you ever been to one of their concerts? They have like kinetic dance floors. They have solar power. They are like they're one of those groups that's like really charitable. Like they've actually like given money to like Amnesty International. They do a lot of shit. So like when you like try to make it seem like, oh, this is what they do, like come on, man, like let's be serious. If you even look at how they fucking move their money, you know why Jay-Z, and you know guys, I'm a Jay-Z stan. Why Jay-Z and Beyonce are like really close with them, because they actually they came to them to like hey, y'all got money, join our crew, let's do this thing. Like they're really good. That group is a really good set of guys. So like when you like come up with this crazy ass shit and all the good things that they do in the world, like fucking Red Cross, fucking they do a lot, man. Y'all are crazy. They are real global citizens.
Yeah, but you gotta say that was a cold play, wasn't it?
That part.
I see what you did there.
CIA play, if you ask me.
See what I'm saying? That was a cold play, though.
That's why he should have told her to meet him at the room 252 in the hotel, and he would have been fine.
Room 112, where the pay.
You ain't even supposed to walk into the hotel together. You're supposed to have them come to the, like, what are you doing? Like, they got this shit all fucked up.
Live streaming.
Nah, you know, men get comfortable and shit. You know how men do.
He out there wrapped up in each other's arms at a Coldplay concert. Like, what?
You know, when men get reckless like that, sometimes they want their spouse to find out so they can just, you know.
Yeah, so they can be out.
He does not want that. That man does not have a prenup, and he's a billionaire.
I was going to say that, Gemini. He better have a prenup, because she's going to win millions.
He don't, and she was there since he started the business, too.
Yeah, she deserves millions regardless, prenup or not.
Oh, she's going to get it. You don't got to worry about her. She's
okay. Fuck him.
Beyond just the them being on that fucking jumbotron. He's doing this shit in front of everybody else that was there.
The internet remains.
I don't think his wife gives a shit. Honestly, they probably like swingers or some shit.
Oh, they found her Facebook. The internet is undefeated.
I'm gonna pretend to be mad. I'm gonna pretend to be mad. Maybe he was just trying to straighten up her back. You know how his arms were? He was trying to straighten up her back. That's all.
I saw
it just looked like it was.
You know what's funny is they actually got more video footage of him actually kissing her before, because once it went viral, other people started looking at their shit where they were just taking the concert and they're showing video footage of him kissing on her and everything else. So that ain't gonna work.
He was bold with her. Yeah.
I was pretending to be mad. Okay, I'm just.
I was giving you the rest of the data that would refute whatever Matt was gonna say.
That was years of an affair. That's not no new chick.
The internet is undefeated.
No, that's what I'm saying.
They found his LinkedIn. Hold on. They found his LinkedIn account, and they found his wife, and somebody was texting like 4:55 in the morning. Hey, did you know your husband is cheating? Oh my God.
Let that woman find out when she's come on. They didn't have to.
He's a billionaire, and this is the woman he chose. He's a billionaire. This lady looked like any other.
You don't understand. Billionaires cheat out of convenience. This is how it works, right?
Yes.
They look around the office and you. That's what they do.
You don't need to look on the office. It's the woman that goes to him. They try to get
exactly, Johnny. It's easy access.
They trying to get up to the company.
That's why Clinton was getting him some Lewinsky, right? Because she was there. That's it. She was there.
A good neck bone is how you can't put a price on a good eater, man. And we just gotta keep it a buck. That's his number one eater, and she probably already know about that. And see what we're doing right now, right? Is we fucking up the side bitch market. We just fucked up the whole side bitch. Side bitch has been getting free concert tickets, free meals, planes, flights, trains, automobiles for thousands of years, and now with the advent of technology, all of a sudden, right, now we want to expose them, right? But they literally been the ones to keep track of them, and see, she keeps track of him, making sure he doesn't go to any rando, right? Right? She is able to play a position where his eyes are on her when his eyes are on his wife, right? So now all the wife has to worry about is one versus worried about 100.
Landslide,
right?
you're almost right, but I'm gonna show you where you're wrong. There's no loyalty amongst there's no loyalty amongst cheaters. If you got one side bitch, you got two side bitches, right? Like that's not his main side bitch. That's not how that works at all. You're not being very accurate.
Guys,
Right, that's work wifey. Then you got the neighbor wifey. You got the went on vacation at the vacation home wifey. You got all like, come on, that's not just like
when he travels, she has one to eat each day.
You're expecting the cheater to be loyal. Like it don't even make sense.
I just gotta respecting a cheater. See, what y'all don't understand about cheaters is they have values too, right? Because they're people, right? So,
Cheaters have values too. It's crazy.
This was only supposed to happen.
So that part. Why are you cheating in public?
This was only supposed to happen during that conference.
Look at us, y'all. Look at us.
I thought y'all understood.
With a high profile like that, you cheat in public? Really?
Anytime,
Right.
anytime you're not around your wife, you're cheating in public, right? Like, there's no way to be in public. Like,
no.
the only
This man is
time
not
that
that
you're not
right.
in public is when you're with your wife, right? Anything outside of your wife, you're in public. So if he was at a hotel, if he was at the country club, he would be cheating in public, right? But what we're not gonna do, like, let's not sit here and ruin the fine art, right, of fulfillment, right? Like, this is Amazon fulfillment, right? You see, and you gotta,
Next day delivery.
you know what? You guys don't understand. You guys don't
That's
understand.
why he got caught, because he dumb.
What you're talking about is still not accurate, right? Because if you're at a concert, that's a lot more public. It's actually publicly displayed as far as the video footage, the concert, everything else. If you go to a hotel room, they're probably not putting something up on a fucking jumbotron in front of the hotel, right?
Okay.
They're probably going to be a lot more
Same
discretion
thing.
involved.
Why you sitting up like that? Cheating.
Why are you bringing up Diddy?
That's crazy.
Because he went to a hotel and he got caught. You feel me? So this is my thing. It's like anytime you're not with your wife, right? You in public.
He's not trying to be. He's not trying to be.
Diddy wasn't cheating. He was just tricking. There's a big
He was
difference.
beating.
Yeah, he wasn't cheating at all.
There was a difference between beating the woman and beating it up. Okay, Diddy,
Oh, this man.
unfortunately,
That was a horrible analogy. That was just horrible. That was nasty.
Y'all are not making men look good.
Nah, this is not doing it for us. This is not good.
I mean, the
So
kissing
it's
part,
the
you
man
draw
going out?
more attention to yourself. If you're going to cheat, why do you draw extra attention to yourself? Go to
Exactly.
a concert, go get a hotel room, go to a room and do the extra.
I barely want to do PDA if I'm with somebody like that. And y'all doing all the extra, like, when y'all ain't even together, y'all both got kids and spouses. The fuck is y'all doing?
So hold on. Y'all blaming the man.
What the fuck?
Yes. I'm blaming the man.
First of all, there's a man at home that thought his wife was doing something else, and there's a woman
Yeah, they
at home
both
that
were
thought her
married,
husband was
so
doing.
I
They're
blame
both
both of
fucked
them.
up. They're both married.
But I want.
If the other one was not if the woman wasn't married, I'm gonna blame the man.
But
They
you know,
both
Rob,
married. They trapped.
no, I'm gonna blame the man, and I'm gonna tell you why. Right? He is her boss. He could have stopped that shit. No, he could have fired that. He could have fired that.
And
The
you
power
know what?
dynamic is
She
in his
worked for him.
favor.
She could have manipulated too. So we
I'm
don't know
never
the
gonna
story.
blame the man in that situation
Both
because
of them have the one
What
thing
had
that
happened
they
was she
both
wasn't
were
getting
married.
head at home, so
That's why y'all gotta give your man oral support, women. It's
and that's why
important.
when somebody else went and talked on the mic.
Hey, Mel, I've been trying to tell them they need to learn that oral support is
You know I had to fucking
very important. Right, they talking about is 2 licks and the kiss good enough. No, the fuck it's not. The fuck are y'all talking about?
Can I just bypass the licks and just do the kiss? Is that gonna be
No, fuck no.
this is the thing we gotta understand, right? Like, we gotta understand, ladies, like, y'all be boring, right? right? And we gotta like obviously the man he loves Coldplay, right? And his wife when he plays Coldplay in the car, when he plays Coldplay and tries to set the mood, she's probably like turn that shit off. You know what I'm saying? Like it's too loud, I can't see you, even though I'm not driving. Right? And so now that he finds an opportunity to go see his favorite band,
and they go to another relationship, think it's gonna be exciting. But the thing that's common when you go cheat is you're there with your boring ass. So you go to the next one and be bored.
Yeah. See, y'all overestimate. Women have an overestimated value of fun.
If you really have any value about yourself, you are the common denominator. So you need to ask yourself, why can't I make my relationship better?
No.
It's like you immediately try to find solace and replacement in someone else, but you instead of looking inside of yourself first.
You know
like,
what?
What am I doing?
You know what, Lisa? That's
what you say. Lenny, once you do that, everything else comes into place. You bring in the same situation, your same attitude, your same likes and dislikes or whatever to another relationship. And it wasn't working in the first relationship and you've done no introspective. So you're bringing your shit over there and guess what's going to happen, Lenny? In 2 months, 3 months, a year, it's going to be the same shit.
Wait,
the economy of fun for women, and I'm gonna tell you this because like your man, your brother, your father may not tell you this. Like y'all be really boring after like 18. Y'all get real boring. Y'all find red wine, and y'all
get creative, brother. Get creative, brother. Get creative.
Wait a fucking minute. Wait a fucking minute.
Y'all find.
You have to wait a fucking minute. After 18, are you out with minors, sir?
No. Don't do that. Don't do that. Miss Lady. Let's not make it that. Let's not make it that.
You did it. You made it that.
No, I didn't make it that because I was 18, 19, 20, and
after 18.
I was 18, 19, 20, and 21 too. I was 18 too, so don't do that. Don't do that. I was 18
women are under 18.
You did it.
Hold on. I was 17, I was 18, I was 16 as well, so don't do that. That's not
what Lenny is saying.
Are you 17 now?
Landslide, do me a favor and mute up. But you know what, Lisa, what you gave was very, very introspective. It was deep. But I also need to ask y'all, when is the last time y'all gave roadhead, right? If y'all can't answer that question, then y'all need to do some reflection.
Look here, Jimmy. Just because you think, let me tell you something. When I'm in a car, and wait a minute, Mike trying to tell the story. I'm in a car. We're on long trips like that. You know those little rest stops. You just pull over in the rest stop. I have blackout windows in the Jeep. They're blacked out limousine windows. You get in the back, like where you put the, hopefully it's not filled with luggage and whatever, and you fuck there. And it's like if it's
you still doing that?
There we go. Lisa knows what's up. She knows what's up.
What are you talking about at this age? Of course. What do you mean?
You don't have to do that.
Stop.
No, she don't do that. You know she don't do that.
Oh, you know I don't do that? Are you there?
How you gonna tell somebody what they doing when they in their privacy?
I know. Lenny don't know. He's just talking.
I can't hear it.
And I've made it explicit that we are on a long ass road trip. Yeah, that gets boring, whatever. Pull over. There's these rest stops and go over way
you deserve better than
back
a rest
in.
stop. That ain't pretty.
Shut up.
You need a
Let her tell her story. She's talking about switching it up. She's talking about switching it up sometimes. Don't mean that's okay. Switching it up.
Yeah, but if your ass rapping him and not you the one supposed to pull over. Why it have to be us?
I might not even have to pull over. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you don't pull over, Gemini.
I'll pull it over. I'm just
I'm not pulling over. I'm risking it.
Be safe driving, all right? Safe driving.
This
I will say this, Lisa. I'm trolling and joking a little bit, but I will say this: like spicing it up and doing something different, and not having schedule. What's that? No, not schedule. It's position. What's that position, man? Where everybody just do the regular.
Missionary.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Scheduled as missionary sex every Wednesday and Sunday. It's just that's whack as hell. Y'all got to switch it up, excite each other, figure out their likes, dislikes, figure out some different locations.
Sometimes you gotta put that bonnet on. Put that bonnet on and have like a nice style.
Switching it up and keeping it spicy.
That bonnet.
Sometimes you gotta get some pearls.
One time I was getting pearls off while driving, and a nigga in a Lamborghini gave me a thumbs up. I felt like the man because I was like in a Hyundai accent. Like I was like, damn, like he respect me low key. Yeah, like, even though he in the Lambo. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like yo, love and passion in random places is the ultimate equalizer once a man.
Oh my God.
I'm saying he saw me getting talked about.
Obama interview.
The fuck we talking about?
Well, he should have called the police on your ass if he saw
Put
it.
a bonnet on, you know what I'm saying? Maybe put that weed on, you know what I'm saying? Put the dick wrappers on, get your nails, 5 inches
Yeah,
off
he
your
lying.
fucking
You could tell he lying.
I got a cautionary tale if y'all want to hear it. Alright, dig. I was coming back. I was hitting the 91. I was going westbound. Just won an acting award. I was feeling good. I was a man. Driving my girl's whip. Father just won the lottery. Hyundai Accent, 5-speed. There was a car broke down in the carpool lane. Didn't have its hazards on. This was at night, and I'm nearsighted. I can't see far, but I can see well enough to drive, read the signs. Longer story shorter, she was taking care of me. We was all excited, but we almost got in a nasty accident. Because they didn't have the hazards on. It was like a 2-car collision, and they were still up in the carpool lane. So it took off the side mirror. But yeah, it could have been really bad.
Hey,
be careful out there. Yeah.
How's your little man though? Because if you swerve real fast, the teeth might catch something. So that's the safe.
Nah, we good. Everything's
What's
good.
going on?
Oh my God, what the hell?
Yeah, okay, can we
Can we go back to politics?
Let's go back to
politics. Is there anything else in politics?
I was working for Kaiser Permanente
Y'all
at the
definitely
time.
have ADHD. Either that or y'all doing some hardcore drug.
I know. I don't even know what water. We already know. When water starts speaking, you guys should already know. So I don't even know how we got on this. Leave it to Lanny to come in here with this shit and get the conversation off of the topic and start talking about giving people head.
Well, it was whoever started the conversation about the couple, the people.
Oh yeah, that's right. The CEO.
Infidelity.
That was Sloaney. So blame Sloaney for directing us to this fucking sexual implicit highway. Thank you.
I take those accolades. Thank you.
Okay, all right. So we need to like spin the block. So I forgot where we were at. What were we talking about again?
There was a video that somebody had put in the chat that we were going to listen to.
Oh, that's right. Okay,
yeah.
Let me go get it. Did somebody, was it you or was it, let me see if I can go back and grab it.
Yeah, it was somebody else.
Jeremy.
Okay, now I gotta go back and get it. Jeremy, can you just repost it? Oh yeah, and Haitian left. It must be up their times. Okay, thank you. Let me go look at it.
Right on. Thank you. Are we gonna start?
I'm not seeing it. Did you put it in the chat again? Because the only video I see in there is JD's.
You want it in the Telegram?
No. Well, who said Telegram?
Well, in the chat room, I guess.
No, she wanted the Epstein girlfriend one, right? Is that what you posted? Let me see.
I think that was.
Yeah.
Jeremy's, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
I'm getting the link right now, so hold on. All right.
You know what? I'm surprised that Donald Trump doesn't have a sex tape.
There you go.
I'm surprised. Oh, here it is. There you go, Jeremy.
You got it, Lisa? You see it?
Jeffrey Epstein's ex-girlfriend speaking out tonight. Stacey Williams, a former Sports Illustrated model who dated Epstein in the early 90s, has spent time with both Epstein and Donald Trump together in one disturbing alleged incident, which Williams went public with last year before the presidential election. Williams says Trump groped her in front of Epstein at Trump Tower in 1993. Here's what she told our Sunland Safadi when she first broke her silence.
The second he was in front of me, he pulled me into him, and his hands were just on me and didn't come off. Then the hands started moving, and they were on the side of my breast, on my hips, back down to my butt, back up, sort of. Then they were just on me the whole time, and sorry, I froze.
Williams also claimed that Epstein and Trump looked at each other and smiled during the election incident, which Williams says she now believes was coordinated and, quote, some kind of weird, twisted game. Trump denied Williams' allegations through his campaign at the time, which said in part, quote, it's obvious this fake story was contrived by Kamala Harris's campaign. And Stacey Williams is out front now to speak out for the first time since the uproar over Trump's handling of the Epstein case. Stacey, thank you so much for joining us tonight. As you know, Epstein is dominating the news once again, and his relationship with Trump is under scrutiny. While you were dating Epstein, can you tell us how close these two men were?
They were best friends. I dated Jeffrey for a period of more or less, I think about 4 or 5 months. And the only friend that he would mention every time we saw each other or had a phone conversation was Donald, and he would share a lot of anecdotes, plenty of anecdotes. And yeah, they were very close, and they were up to no good.
And how did Epstein talk about Trump? Sort of what was the quality of those anecdotes and how he described him?
There was a time when he mentioned they needed to check in on him because he was unwell and very upset about.
That was it, y'all. I guess it cut.
Boring.
I don't know. She sounds a little fickle.
Oh, that's not the full video. Hold on.
She sounded a little fickle to me. I don't know. I mean, like, she was like, yeah, it just didn't sound.
In Jeffrey Epstein.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I mean, what the fuck? Like, what else? You just like kind of breezing over? Like, I don't trust this. I don't know. They need to interrogate her, put her under a lie detector, and like really go in on it. I want to get more from the victims that are getting death threats.
Well, why is that?
Because it sounds like she's only giving out what they're letting her give out. It sounds scripted. It doesn't sound like she's like being forthcoming with all the information. You dated Jeffrey Epstein. The fuck? This is all you have? Bullshit.
What are you talking about?
They were just getting started.
Oh my God. What are you talking about?
She's taking it back.
So, can we not do this tonight? So let's not pretend a woman who dated Jeffrey Epstein, right, and was stuttering on her responses isn't worth some serious conversation.
She was crying.
Yeah, she cried at first.
You gotta see it. Or she was like doing the.
Okay, she cried at first, but I'm talking about the answers at the end. Like when she was asked a question, her response was really shaky. So I think it's reasonable to have this conversation without someone getting jumped on for questioning her.
There's a lot
no one is jumping on anyone. They're
What are you talking about, Michelle?
Y'all jumping on water. Y'all ready to jump on
Oh my
water.
God.
It's a lot of.
Y'all ready to put them over?
He said, I said we hadn't heard enough yet. She had just started. The interview just started. Is what
that's
I
fair,
said.
Deborah. That's good. That's fair.
And he's
That's
talking
fair,
about
yes,
she's just dating him for the bag. That has nothing to do with what we're trying to discuss. I don't understand.
So I'm saying this interview's for the bag, and I feel like she's being, is what I'm saying. So I'm listening.
You can still get paid in this country for telling your story. It doesn't automatically mean that it's false because somebody offered me money to go tell a story that is very traumatic to me. I'm sorry. That would be a nice little perk for me having to go and relive it. So
Dudes that sound like this is why I go to the gym all the week and to the boxing gym on Tuesdays and Thursdays, because y'all automatically take a woman and say from the beginning, oh, she sounds suspect, she sounds weird, she sounds fishy. Like, that's that weirdo shit. That's why I be knocking motherfuckers loose. Like, just based on, I don't care if I'm wrong. I'll figure that out later. Y'all motherfuckers sound weird.
Yeah, so I work with so many women's organizations that make your head spin, so please don't address that to me. Second, I think that it's also true, Lisa, that when you are being paid, like if you have a book deal coming out or something, that you are incentivized to obviously drive that up as well. So it is, again, a fair conversation. I ain't saying she's lying. I ain't saying she isn't telling the truth. What I'm saying is that it's a fair conversation to debate it.
And what I'm saying is we heard a piece, hold up, we heard a piece of a conversation. We didn't hear a full conversation. It was very obviously cut short. We could hear it get cut short, right? So we don't even know what her full submission is. Yet we're over here making judgment calls on her. Like, that's weird.
Exactly.
It's not a judgment call, it's a question. Questions are not judgments.
I'm trying to figure out what is the value.
I heard she sounds shaky. She sounds weird. She sounds like a liar. That's judgments. That's literally judgments. That's what it's called.
Okay. Okay. So even if she did do it, what is the value of her statement outside of what we've already been hearing?
Thank you. That's all I'm getting at. Where's
okay.
What have you already been hearing? What you talking about?
Let me say that he's a creep and he's been doing all this other shit. He has a sketchy history, period. I'm not discrediting what she's saying. If I take it for face value, it is wrong, it is true, I believe her. But when we look at the bigger picture at how does this help us take down Donald Trump? That's the question. It's a story that we've heard before several times, right? It's coming back again in this element, but is this going to help us move forward? Is it going to help us move forward?
I think this is just more confirmation, it's character confirmation, right? And we shouldn't be confused that if there's a man that we know for sure, we heard audio of him saying grab her by the pussy, just grab her by the pussy, and she's only saying he was grabbing ass. How far of a reach is that? A reach around, I guess.
Far.
So that wasn't the part that sounded shaky. But that didn't sound shaky at all. What sounded shaky was like when it's asked a question about like, what do you know about their relationship and like, what did they say and this and that. She felt pressure. It seemed like she felt pressure to make up a good answer. That's what it came across to me. And look, I do media training for people all the time. What I'm telling you, if you want to replay that part, is she sounds shaky, like literally shaky. Like she was unsure of herself and what to say.
Does someone have the whole clip? Because it was obviously cut off at a point where I couldn't even make it. I don't even see none of what you guys are saying.
So unless you're doing media training for pedophiliacs and females who are caught up in some shit like that, what does that even have to do with what's going on? Unless those are the media interviews you're doing.
I've done media training for women who have been sexually assaulted and wanted to tell their story on TV. So I have done that.
CEO, this is
what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that at the beginning she sounds like she's telling the truth. At the beginning she sounds like she's telling the truth. But when she was asked a question, that's when it got shaky. Just play it again.
CEO, I want you to think about this, right?
Do with her unless you come to her.
I believe.
CEO, if you done If you done media training, then you would know. Maybe she hasn't had media training. People get very nervous when they're speaking publicly, especially when they're being asked questions about a sensitive subject. So she could have been nervous and stammering and stuttering because she's shy and nervous and on the spot in that moment and has no media training. Like, what's hard about that?
I don't want to be a pain. Hold on, CEO. I don't want to be a pain in the ass. But yesterday, I asked everybody. I got something on my mouth from my teeth, so I'm talking funny. I asked everybody yesterday if they had passed the block. He still cannot get into 420. If he is unblocked, I don't care. You don't have to say it. Just fucking unblock him. That's his profile on top. Please unblock him. He barely even speaks. But this is the room he mods in.
Why is Pastor blocked? Let me go look, because I'm not. Let me ask.
Lisa, you got Pastor blocked?
No, I don't.
I'm joking with you.
Who got Pastor blocked?
Everybody, just look. I have
That's the profile
somebody else on the stage that I'm gonna ask. Let me ask somebody else on the stage who's really close to me if they got him blocked. But
yeah, but it has to be a mod, love. It's not non-mods. Yeah, that's why I'm speaking to the mods.
I don't.
I definitely don't.
I haven't looked at all.
I ain't even looked, but I don't need to. I definitely don't have a
Me either. I haven't looked, and I'm not really about it.
Yeah, just make sure, because people be mistakenly blocking somebody and unfriended them or friended
How do you
them.
check your block list?
Just check upstairs. That profile link upstairs. You see
Just click the profile up top and see if you have him blocked. Yeah, go to link. If you have him blocked, you'll have like a red.
No, I definitely don't.
Okay. All right.
I don't.
Nor do I.
Not here.
GA. I thought it was GA because they did he wasn't modding in my room.
Theo, you blocking Pastor Theo?
No.
Oh my God, Pastor, I have you blocked.
Oh my God. You see that?
No. It was an accident.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So that's why he couldn't get into. Oh my God.
I'm really looking at my block list and see, like, the fuck?
Shout out to Lisa. That block game is official. She'll block her own pastor who prays for her every day.
I know. What the hell is going on with me right now?
You be praying every day.
Pastor's like, I don't even talk. What did I do to somebody?
Wait, hold on. Oh my God, now, hold on.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Y'all can go on with the combo.
It's the enemy.
Pastor needs
The
to pray
enemy trying to
harder.
block past.
Pastor needs to pray harder.
You're going to have to repent for this one. You're going to have to repent.
No,
Now, you guys relax.
no weapon
You know,
will be
this is
formed
my
against
mind from the
Pastor.
very beginning.
Come on, y'all.
Come on, don't do that, yo. Don't make this into something that is more than what it is, because I don't need to block Pastor. And you guys know that. So it was obviously trying to block somebody else's dumbass.
It was a mistake.
Yeah, we're good.
Means a lot to me.
We know it was a mistake.
We're busting your.
No, don't do it. Don't bust them tonight. Bust them tomorrow. I really
Wanted to mention something else.
Y'all know
that claim that he was kicked out the room.
And that's another thing.
I didn't see him in the room today, so I don't know if anybody kicked him. But please don't kick that. He's also one of Lisa's original mods. Thank you.
That's crazy, though.
I wasn't even here till now, so
Yeah, I didn't see him today, so I didn't know what he was talking about. But I seen the message in the back.
Okay, we got it all squared away. Thank you guys so much for bringing that to the attention. So can somebody please get us if you want, if someone can find it, because I'm looking right now on YouTube, I cannot find this clip. Where did it come from? And can somebody maybe find it and play the whole thing? Because you guys are judging this lady. It wasn't even how many seconds?
What's your name, Lisa?
Y'all got it all wrapped up.
Was it a short? Was it a short? Not a full film?
Stacey Williams?
And it was
What's
a
the name?
hell of
It probably was a short.
a lot. And so I'm not sure if he listened to the whole thing or
Nobody got her name?
put it in the
It's
chat.
Stacey Williams, and
Okay,
she
I
was
thought-
in Jerry Maguire. She acted in a number of independent films, and she was a swimsuit model for Sports Illustrated for 6 years.
Got it. Got it.
Okay, give me, not pastor. See, I got pastor on my mind. CEO, can you give me the name again? So maybe
Stacey
I can just
Williams.
look her up. Stacey Williams. Let me go look her up.
Stacey with an E.
Correct.
Stacey with an E. So C-E-Y.
Okay, that's it. Okay, got it. I'm on the mission right now. Y'all can go ahead and keep talking. I'm going to see if I can find this lady and we'll get a longer clip.
Yeah, it's a CNN interview, so it's part of the establishment. They're not going to release anything juicy on a mainstream media source.
I posted another clip, but it's only like another part of it. But
okay, let me see what I can find, and then if I can't find it, we'll use yours. I was trying to make sure I get. Okay. So anyway, Trump got all kind of shit going on as usual. He's saying that they're trying to divert us now and deal with this letter so we can get off of the letter, saying that the letter is a hoax, so we can get off of the get off of the Epstein files being released. And you heard Steve Bannon trying to talk about the loony left and all this kind of stuff. They back at it. They've made up. They've kissed and made up and got back on the Trump train. I don't know how long it's going to last. I don't know if they'll let this thing go, but I don't think so. Patty says she thinks it's going to be a nothing burger. What did you say in a few weeks, Patty, with the FC files? I mean, the letter. Let me do this.
What happened, babe?
So you're saying that, I remember earlier you said that this, was it the letter you said they're going to forget about, or the Epstein files as a whole? Because I don't think the Epstein files are going away, period.
So I don't think it's going to go away, but I think, like, the people are going to be like, they're going to make excuses for it. I mean, at first, when they didn't want to impeach Donald Trump, like, this is just the Republican Party, they said, we're not going to impeach him. They actually thought that the public would be like, this was crazy when it came to January 6th. And guess what? They forgot. Now it's like, this is the government did this. They were peaceful protesters. It's just a lot of shit. Like, they'll fucking say one thing one day, and then the next day they're making excuses. Fucking motherfucker was complaining about the big beautiful bill not doing enough, but then he's talking about how great it is now. Like, I don't know.
Patty, sorry, Lisa, I'm with Patty. There's something shiny that's gonna come up in 2 or 3 weeks. I mean, it's only been 6 months we've been through. Their headset and hello. No, we've been through the headset and the WhatsApp, the signal thing. We've been through his $400 million plane. We've been through bombing Iran. We're going through this right now. They're trying to cover it up with Obama. I mean, I feel like all my influencers on Twitter came out with a marching order, talk about Obama, and try to switch topic. Something is going to come up in 2 or 3 weeks this much. Again, we are looking at something about this and move on. It happens. It's been happening with him.
So you're saying you don't know what? You're just saying you feel that something is going to happen, or something has to happen because of their manipulation of the media circuit.
Hey, if they arrest Obama, that's what they're trying to go after, right?
They can't arrest him.
Yeah, that's Tulsi, and that just seems like a psyop too.
Yeah, that's the big shiny object, but the immunity Trump won in court with the Supreme Court shields Obama.
That is true.
It does. I was about to say with Trump, a lot of things are not going as it's supposed to technically go, so I wouldn't take anything off the table with him. Especially, he's been obsessed with Obama forever, him and Biden.
Yeah, he'll try. He will try, but I don't think. Well, he's gonna try. Just put it that way.
I mean, there's no way that Roe v. Wade will ever be overturned. Like, what the fuck? That can't happen. Just can't fucking happen.
Yeah, I remember that, right?
Well, what about Comey? He's giving due process and held 3 days.
What about Comey?
When it came to Roe v. Wade, Ginsburg already wrote a bunch of opinions on why it could be overturned and how it could be overturned. She always made recommendations that it had to be some type of amendment. They used the wrong case. There was another case with an Air Force female with her deployment versus her being pregnant, and that should have been used, and it would have held more. It would have held. This particular case had its flaws. This is we've always known that there was a possibility of it being overturned. If RBG was saying it back then, and she said it up until her death, it could be overturned. She said it on
I don't think you follow me. What I'm giving is pure sarcasm. A lot of people didn't think it could. Obviously, it definitely could be because it was, right? A lot of people didn't believe it could. There's a lot of things that's happening right now that people don't believe could or should happen, but somehow does, right? Despite the Constitution, right? That one was full of holes, I get it, but there's a lot of other elements that are at play where they're just showing blatant disregard for the Constitution and going forward and doing things that technically shouldn't happen. That's what I was trying to say.
Well, it's
but also we need to remember that there's a lot of things that there are a lot of things that Trump didn't do.
Trump put in 3 judges, and senators felt like those judges lied about the Roe v. Wade question when it came to them. So, you know, him getting 3 judges in the Supreme Court was wild.
There's some things that he didn't get across. So let's not forget that. The thing that is very consistent is he will attempt to do it, and he will freak people out as he's attempting to do it. But he's not going to be 100% on his full attempt. So, again,
are you talking about the Obama thing or what?
Yeah, that, and there's like at least 2 other things where he tried to do it, and then they said you can't do that.
Pretty much all of it.
Or something else.
He's an Elon Musk of policy change. Like, he just half-assed attempts everything, so he can just cause chaos. Look over here while I embezzle all this.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about it is if Obama's immunity is pierced and Trump's is pierced, so we're now intertwined together.
And that's why I think he'll fail on this one. But he will make an attempt. He'll make a statement. He'll, freak people out. He'll test the system. But ultimately, I think that is where he's probably not going to fail, or he will fail.
Did Trump tell some of his admin not to respond to subpoenas? Did that happen?
I have to look that up.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was congressional. So.
Are you talking about ICE-related stuff or other stuff?
I think this was ICE-related. They weren't showing up and they were supposed to.
I'm trying to remember. I think I do remember something, but I gotta look into it.
I don't fully remember either. That's why I was asking. I kind of remember that happening. I'm just not sure.
I found
and was it related to?
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. You go.
No, I was just letting you guys know. I found the 8-minute CNN interview with this young lady, and isn't she also a journalist at this time?
Wow.
I haven't seen anything about her being a journalist.
All right, I was trying to figure out what is, because she seems to me, former model. CEO, you were saying that she sounds like I think she has been prepared. This is just nobody just sitting around, doing nothing.
That's my point.
Okay, so what are you saying?
She is media trained, and for her to sound shaky is odd. Yeah, that is
it might be because she's upset.
She would have practiced this story before, right? She's told it many times. She's told it privately for years. I was just looking up everything about her. So she's accustomed to telling the story. So,
but on camera with CNN?
She has been in movies. She was a swimsuit model for 6 years. She has a law firm that's helping her out. So it would be, and she talked about this last year during the campaign.
Reeks of Busby. You know, it's giving you buzzy
And
vibes.
again, I think the front part of what she said is true, right? I don't doubt her experience, but it seems to me like she's just trying to make up stuff about like deeper questions. I don't think she heard anything really about him and Trump and all this and that, but she would be under pressure to answer those sort of questions. And she seems.
Okay, I don't know what happened, but I have the full interview. Let's try to get context before we.
Yeah, she seems coached and she's teasing the story. Like,
I don't know how you experts on stage can tell when somebody's being coached.
Well, I can. Well, actually, I can. It is my field.
Okay, well, I'm gonna get with you.
It could be your field, but you're not a human lie detector test, right? People get nervous. I mean, yeah. Please, Lisa, just give us more context.
I am. I'm getting ready to play this because I feel weird now. I feel, you know what I'm saying. I'm not comfortable with us talking about this woman like that, and we only heard like what was that 5 seconds. Let me do this real quick. Hold on, guys.
CNN has a new interview with a former Sports Illustrated swimsuit model who alleges Donald Trump groped her in the 1990s. CNN's Sullivan Serfati spoke with Stacey Williams. Sullivan, what did she tell you about her encounter with Trump?
Well, look, this is the first time that she's talking extensively about this. Stacey Williams claims that in 1993, she was out on a walk with Jeffrey Epstein, who she was dating briefly at the time. Now, they were walking down Fifth Avenue, she says, and Epstein suggested that they drop in and see Donald Trump at Trump Tower. What happened quickly next, she says, made her struggle with shame and embarrassment for the next 30 years.
The second he was in front of me, he pulled me into him, and his hands were just on me and didn't come off.
Former Sports Illustrated model Stacey Williams says that Donald Trump groped her more than 30 years ago in Trump Tower, with the later convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein watching and smiling in the room as it happened.
Then the hands started moving, and they were on the side of my breast, on my hips, back down to my butt, back up, sort of. Then they were just on me the whole time, and I froze.
Williams has not spoken out about the incident extensively until now, and in her first on-camera interview, she tells CNN the most detailed accounting of the incident yet, alleging that in 1993, Epstein, who she was briefly dating at the time, brought her into Trump Tower.
This context made no sense because the hands were on me, and then he and Jeffrey just kept talking and looking at each other and smiling.
After leaving Trump Tower, Williams said that Epstein berated her for allowing Trump to touch her.
I just had this really sickening feeling that it was coordinated, that somehow the whole thing was. I was rolled in there like a piece of meat for some kind of weird, twisted game.
Soon after the encounter, she severed ties with Epstein and said she was unaware of the kind of predatory behavior that would come to light in later years. She also says she received this undated postcard from Trump delivered to her modeling agency by courier shortly after the incident. Stacey, you're home away from home. Love, Donald.
I felt sick to my stomach.
Williams says she did not tell anyone about the incident for over 10 years.
I felt a wave of shame, and I just couldn't think about it, face it, talk about it for a very long time. I put it in a little box inside of me, turned the key, locked it.
CNN has spoken to 3 friends of Williams to corroborate her story, who each said that she told them about the incident with Trump and Epstein in 2006, 2015, and 16. The Trump campaign has denied Williams' allegations, calling it a fake story contrived by Kamala Harris's campaign. Williams' account only adding to the lengthy list of women who have alleged that Trump groped, kissed, or assaulted them. Trump has also denied those allegations. Trump.
Okay, so you guys have to look at this. This woman looks 100% credible. She stopped to take her breath.
It's not the same interview, Lisa. That's not the same interview.
It's not?
No.
Okay, this is a CNN interview. He said
it's not the same interview. She sounded, she sounded perfectly comfortable, perfectly credible, absolutely 100%.
Is it the same person?
7 minutes ago. It was
so
a different
how
topic.
Can it be credible in one interview?
Is it the same person is what I'm asking?
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Yes,
we remember.
It's the same. Can I please respond? So yes, it's the same person. The difference was the topic, right? She's very comfortable both times. She sounded very credible when she described what Trump did to her. I said her lack of credibility was when they asked her, what did Epstein say about Trump and all this other stuff about him? It seemed like she was stretching at that point.
I find it very believable because Trump said when you're a star or whatever he called himself, they let you do it.
Who cares?
Like
I think so. This is the thing. CEO is always so CEO is saying that everything that she said up until a certain question was true, right? And maybe they were asking additional information to make it more spicy, and she was trying to answer it, and she lied about that piece. But
correct.
Hey, Lisa. I posted the it's not, I guess it's like the after part, like the first one that we played, the continuation of it. I guess I posted that in the chat.
Okay, so can somebody play that was in the chat? And what really gets me, this is when she's talking about the same person. I don't know why we got to try to do anything extra when you're talking about somebody who's a known creep. You already had a situation with him before. I don't need to try to sensationalize being sexually assaulted. I don't know what's going on here, but it's known that she had a situation with Epstein. She was his girl, whatever. It's totally okay. I'm just confused about why this girl would try to escalate and sensationalize anything. So, go ahead.
Trump is under fire, and people will give cover to him, and he already admitted they let you do it. So when he walks up to a woman, he puts his hands on.
He immediately put his hands on it, and I think Jeffrey had something to do with it because they set women up, they set girls up.
See how far they could go. Yeah.
Right. They send each other love letters about how they rape people and how they,
Right. I don't even understand how. I don't even understand how we having a discussion. He's Mr. Grab her by the pussy. At least she just grabbed her by the ass. She got it easy.
What are we talking about?
The question that was asked is something about what did Jeffrey Epstein say to you about Donald Trump? Was it something that, I forgot.
Yeah. He asked her why she let Trump do it. That's what he did. Why did you let him touch you? That was the question he asked her when they left Trump Tower or wherever the hell they were.
Play the first clip again, please, because y'all have lost the point.
Okay, so go back.
Play the first clip.
Go back to Patty. Go back to the first one, which I said was only like 4 seconds long. Can we just all concentrate and see where we just seem to be divided on this?
Okay.
Water, are you okay, bro?
When this is over, this is just a great.
He needs some he needs some asparagus wheat moss. He'll be all right.
Amen.
I think he's just dehydrated. Yeah, he's dehydrated.
Water is dehydrated. That's hilarious. He needs salt water.
Water dehydrated.
I just thought he was playing with a possum early this morning. So
shit.
He was, Deborah. You right, feeding that poor possum yogurt.
This is
Did you lick the spoon after the possum?
He went out to feed the possum some yogurt. So
I got a video for you. I'm not lying.
I know you're not.
I ain't lying. Water. I love water.
Water was telling us that thing had 3 containers.
Need to take a damn nap.
For water.
Yeah, that possum took 3 things of yogurt. Lisa just kept eating it, and water just kept giving.
I thought you were getting ready to say he had
3 a.m., which would have been probably 6 or 7 a.m. for him. He's out here looking for possum.
To the last 30 seconds so we can listen to that piece.
Okay.
We go on to music mode. Child, I need to go take a shower. Fucking with y'all. I'm about to go shower after this.
Okay.
Or had a phone conversation with Donald, and he would share a lot of anecdotes, plenty of anecdotes. And yeah, they were very close, and they were up to no good.
And how did Epstein talk about Trump? Sort of what was the quality of those anecdotes and how he described him?
There was a time when he mentioned they needed to check in on him because he was unwell and very upset about it.
So that's the part I'm referencing. And Lisa, if you're dating someone and you said, "Where were you last night?" and they responded with all those sighs and you'd be suspicious.
My take from that is he didn't know which story to reference or where to go from there, not that she was lying. That's all I got.
It was just that question. She asked one simple question, and she was like, I don't think CEO was saying anything else she said she was lying about. It was just that question.
Correct. I believe her on the rest, and I believed her in the other interview.
He was unprepared for one portion of the interview. What the fuck are we doing? So what?
We got a whole ass felon pedophile up in the top spot.
A flying fuck.
Are you asking why it's important, Gemini? I can tell you.
Yeah. I'm trying to understand how that's relevant at all.
The reason why it's important is because if we hear her start talking about other stuff outside of her direct experience, then her credibility is going to be questionable. That's why it's relevant.
I guess.
Trump talks about
me,
shit
like,
that's outside his shit all the time.
Hey, CEO, I'm not formally trained like you, nor do I train people, but I have been on Fox multiple times, right? And I have been on international news multiple times. I have done TMZ interviews multiple times. I'm going to tell you this. When they ask me certain questions that I did not anticipate, because they usually give me a good idea of where we're going with the conversation. Sometimes I will get caught off guard when they were asking something that I did not see coming. It came up randomly in conversation, and I was already prepped for the rest of it. And everything I'm saying is true. And I get caught off guard.
Gemini, very true.
Or lying or nothing.
Gemini, everything you said is very true. The difference is she's been in movies. She was Sports Illustrated for 6 years. She's been in this life for 30 years. So that's the difference.
I hear you, brother.
A few oohs and ahs makes her incredible. So I gotta remember that because I'm getting ready to go to court, and I will make sure I don't go ooh and ah.
No, not for people who aren't already media trained. You don't hold them to that standard. That's a standard you hold to people who are media trained.
So we hold Trump to that standard because he be lying right and left and talking.
Oh, he be lying? Yeah, you can tell when Trump is lying most of the time.
That's when his mouth is lying. That's when he's lying, when his mouth is...
Yeah, I think that's true most of the time, sure.
Yeah, but so also I do want to make point that when you are trying to re-engage a memory of a traumatic experience, you're not just conjuring up the memory, you're conjuring up the emotions that could stifle you, even though you are rehearsed. Sometimes people have to tell the story each and every time, and they still burst out in tears because they're reliving that moment every time they tell that story. So,
and that would make sense.
You try to not think about it.
That would make sense, except for the second interview we played, where she was very smooth talking about the entire.
Yes, people aren't robots. I mean, they have emotion, and sometimes they can control their emotions. Sometimes they can set it aside, but sometimes they can't. It's just that's how it is.
And in the second interview, the interviewer is talking more than she is in the second interview.
When was this interview done?
So when did you guys have? It's different from the one I have in front of me. You're gonna have to tell them, Jeremy, when this interview was done.
The last 30
22
seconds.
hours ago. It was 22 hours ago. It was 22 hours.
Okay, so just because I'm on CEO's side on this one, as far as that 30-second clip, because it does. The fact that the whole thing has been sensationalized and the Epstein list is such a big deal. This is like a big point. So it does feel like she's embellishing or trying to it's like she's trying to give the people what they need to sort of make this. It sounded like she was pushing. The first part where she described the incident doesn't sound like she was pushing. The second part does sound like embellishment. That's all I want to say.
Mr. Michael, do you remember the question that she was responding to? Because I do. You know what question she was responding to when she went on this quote-unquote embellishment?
So it sounded like, and I can't verbatim, but it sounded like they were asking her Epstein's reaction
No. So y'all killing me. Y'all responding to something, but y'all don't even know what she's responding to. Let me ask. Well, I'm about to, but before I do that, CEO, do you remember what she was responding to?
Yeah, they're asking further questions about her interactions, just further describing the interaction of her conversation.
Right, what led to that, she said, I have a lot of anecdotes about Trump. I have a lot of anecdotes, right? And they asked, okay,
she should have them ready to go and eat.
Right. I'm following. I'm tracking. And then they kind of started asking her along them lines. Okay, what can you tell us something that kind of happened between them two? And she's like, one time he had to kind of check on him when he was sick, and then they cut because it wasn't relevant, right? But I don't see where there's any embellishment that would help, like downplay Trump or portray him in a negative light.
It doesn't help.
All she said he was sick.
Doesn't help Trump. Yeah, my comment's not helping Trump or anything like that. Nah, it's nothing like that.
I'm not saying it's trying to help Trump either. I'm just saying that this thing is a big deal now. So if it was done recently, she may be trying to stretch to give the media something, not to help Trump. I think she's like trying to not help Trump by the first story she told. Again, I'm coming into this late, so just what CEO said, it tracked to me. They just sound like.
No, I'm not saying she's trying to help Trump. I'm saying she's not trying to hurt Trump with that quote unquote embellishment. If I'm going to embellish, I'm like, well, one time he told me that, he just slapped his dick on the table and said, do something with it. Like, something crazy. She said one time he was sick. And Epstein had to check.
Because I don't think she was trying to intentionally lie. What I think happened is it's a question, she's trying to respond to it and just come up with something, right? So I don't think she's trying to be like a big liar or anything. No, not at all.
Okay, that's why I thought you went from the beginning.
I got you now.
I apologize, but I can't turn off this part of my brain, right? Like if I hear something like this, I can't turn off this.
And to that point, Jim, it's not like, that's why I agree with CEO that it's not a lie. It's embellishment. It's like she's just trying to, it feels like the way she's talking, it feels like she's trying to put more, just give them something.
She wanted to give them something, but where I step away from your statement is the embellishment portion, because all she said was he's checked on him when he was sick. That is the shittiest embellishment in the world.
It was the
I know the stammering and the stuttering. I got you. I understand that.
Something. If you ask me what the fuck happened to me yesterday or what happened with it, if I know what the fuck happened, I'm gonna tell you what happened. It's not gonna be like, that one time
when you under that camera, when you being talked to by professionals, I'm telling you, I'm usually pretty good at articulating myself. I've had moments where I was stammering and stuttering on a subject I'm super well versed in, which is why they even came to me in the first place.
Yeah, sure. I mean, yeah, definitely. But she invited the question by saying, I got a bunch of anecdotes.
She did. She literally did. That part is the part I see where exactly what you're saying. She led that question. Like she almost baited that question in and then didn't have a response.
Yeah. So normally, in an interview, if you set up somebody to ask you a question like that, you got to give the best answer of all time.
Got you.
Okay. All right. Okay. So I guess we can move past this.
Someone play the last link I sent.
Yes, and then we'll move on to the other Trump shit. Okay, go ahead.
How do you play it? Or can you play it?
Okay, somebody pull it for me.
The Instagram?
Yeah, the Instagram.
Okay, I'll play it real quick.
Yeah, Patty gotta let's go. I don't want to
be the ones that we keep playing the cutoff.
No, I can't pull it, Patty.
Yeah, we keep playing the cutoff version, and I guess there's a piece missing, and that's the piece that's the one that I originally.
And he's a master of that. So he talked about it, right? He talked about the secret having on the Access Hollywood tape. And tonight, if you're aware, President Trump just filed this libel lawsuit against the Wall Street Journal over its reporting that there was this note bearing Trump's name as a signature and an outline of a naked woman
Yes, we do. Think of it, Donald, enigmas never age, and you notice that. Jeffrey, as a matter of fact, it was clear to me that the last time I saw you. And then finally, Donald, a pal is a wonderful thing. Happy birthday, and may every day be another wonderful secret. Trump called that letter fake. He said it was out of character for him because he never wrote a picture or drew a picture. I wrote a picture, I think he said. No, not in that language. Based on your time with both men, does that sound out of character to you? Are you kidding me? I know what they were up to together. It happened to me. I was polygraphed. I have the posted salt postcard with a love note. So I have the receipts. Where are Donald Trump's receipts? What are they? I know they're up together, and I know what that means. It's very clear. Like I said, when it's hidden in its brazenness like that, you freeze. And
yeah, that was it.
Yeah, I mean, the Wall Street Journal story is likely true because they actually saw the documents themselves. They looked at the documents and went through it. It wasn't secondhand information. They went through it themselves. And Trump could easily clear it up. He could provide access publicly to the files, but he don't want to do that.
She said, I got receipts. Where the fuck is his receipts?
That's another red flag. The Wall Street Journal's propping it up. CNN's propping it up.
No. The Wall Street Journal is the opposite. The owner has been on Trump's side, on his dick, if you ask me, forever. Fox is on his shit. Like, that's been his shit. Even after they lost the lawsuit for him lying on their platform about the election, they still been rocking with him. They add applause tracks over his speeches where nobody's fucking giving a fuck about it, just to make it look good. So no, the fact that they're doing it is something to look at.
Yeah, Water, it's very difficult to discredit the Wall Street Journal story.
No, I'm saying that they're both reporting it. I'm not denying it. I'm just saying they're nothing burgers, both of them. We're not going to get any juicy details, anything worth of a conviction from the Wall Street Journal or CNN.
Well, I think you're kind of missing the point of it. The point that what the Wall Street Journal does is it reinforces to those in MAGA willing to listen the inconsistencies in his character. Because, like, they don't remember Donald Trump from the early 2000s. He wasn't like the Donald Trump right now.
I think we're playing softball, and it's fourth quarter. We can't be doing that. That's just my opinion.
I don't know what is happening. Okay, this story right here. Let's just see how this plays out. I don't know what's going on.
So look, they're playing in our face with the Wall Street Journal story, right? Because what detail was actually listed? The most juicy detail in that letter was the quote saying, "Happy birthday, and may every day be another wonderful secret." That's a fuck you to you, me, everybody in our battery life on our phone. That's all I got.
I'm so confused.
I know you are.
Look, no, I'm confused as to what the fuck you're talking about. Like you are. What I'm saying is this: the Murdoch family owns both the Wall Street Journal, right, and Fox, right. They have been on Trump's team since day one till now. It's significant when he's threatening them with a lawsuit the day before and making personal calls to try to suppress this, that they still move forward and published it, right? That shows a key alignment breaking apart. They now have a $20 billion lawsuit pending, right? So that shows that there are some people that used to align themselves with him, a mainstream media outlet that has had his back even when they had to pay a settlement that was over $700 million for him lying on their platform, is now stepping away from him and outing him publicly. That is a blow to him and a chink in his armor. It is significant.
It is?
Yes.
It's not money laundering?
That's why he's doing $20 billion. Okay, money laundering. Does anybody else understand the money laundering aspect?
No, something is in the water.
It is.
I don't know what the hell's going on. Because this is... Is anybody else confused, or is just me and Gemini?
What I'm saying doesn't make sense to you, CEO, or
It
not?
makes perfect sense. Yeah, what you're saying makes perfect sense.
So what's the point to cover this case over any other case?
You said, what is the point? Is that what you asked?
Specifically, like the cases where he was having sex with minors. There's missing.
Okay, so let's play a game of connect the dots. All right. So part one, Epstein is murdered in prison. I'm sorry. It said he's done suicide during Trump's term, but there's a missing 3 minutes in the likely window that he died. Okay. And then let's look at this detailed letter about how deep Trump and Epstein's relationship is. And then let's look at Trump's reluctance to release the Epstein files. Do you not see how the three of the things triangulate together?
Well put.
No, because there's no files. Like, we got the flight logs. It's not a list that the American people are after. That's the narrative they're running with. That's the narrative they're running with, and that's what I don't agree with.
So Water, let me try. So Water, you've listened to Trump when they interview him, like he's getting on the plane. This guy Epstein is dead. He's been dead. I don't know this. Trump is distancing himself from someone he clearly partied and hung with. So all these little things like this letter is pulling him back. He can't escape this shit. So the fact that somebody like the Wall Street Journal that's very credible, that knows how litigious Trump is, and they know that he was going to come after them with some kind of, whether it's a frivolous suit or not, that he was going to do something. So like for them to put this out, it's helping to keep him tied or tethered to Jeffrey Epstein. That's what all this shit is doing.
I feel like we could really cut to the chase by, letting Ghislaine Maxwell testify, but that's the real thing we're silencing by focusing on nothing burgers. That's what this is.
Water, like CEO said, you gotta get what you can get. You don't get to Ghislaine if you don't, like, he's trying to run away. He tells lies, and everybody, the American public, believes that it's true. He can't lie about this, and this, like the Wall Street Journal article and what's going on is helping to not lie. So you may get to that at some point, because this isn't going away. So Congress may call her, to come testify. You'll get, I think, just have patience. Like, this is all good stuff that's going on right now as far as it relates to keeping Trump tethered to Epstein and not letting him run away from this.
If she was free, I'd agree with you, Michael. If she was running free right now, I would 1000% agree with you. But the fact is, we have her. So what the fuck?
Well, Water, you gotta watch that too, even, because what if Trump has some private conversation with her, offers her a pardon if she says the right things, which includes not mentioning him. So I don't know about that. Well, the evidence you actually do have that could be released is the black book that was in court, right? They had redacted names. They had a whole bunch of stuff we don't know anything about, but it was submitted to the court. So there is your list.
I'm not looking for a list. That's the whole point. And they know that.
What are you looking for? What are you looking for?
I'm looking for footage, and I'm looking for eyewitness accounts. I'm looking for eyewitness testimonies. I'm looking for a solid conviction. I don't want this shit to fucking go on anymore. It's ridiculous. It's unacceptable.
When you have imagine what people were looking for in the 1960s after the JFK assassination, right? Like, do you think this sort of thing just magically happens like that? Absolutely not. People aren't just going to come forward in the way that you're talking about.
I'm not talking about anyway. I think it's Ghislaine Maxwell. I think the story is Ghislaine Maxwell, and we're not reporting on the story.
Water.
And one last thing. No. One last thing, brother. I just want to add. I don't know if y'all saw in the chat, but I put a link. I want y'all to tell me what you think about. They're saying Melania Trump has been trafficked by Epstein and was a client of Epstein, and he introduced Melania to Trump. Go on,
all I was going to say is, to CEO's point and what Jim and I was saying, it's a chink in his armor. It's weakening the foundation is already unsolid. What you're asking for is like the smoking gun or like the Moab or whatever to just blow this whole shit up. You don't need that. Like just weakening him and doing what they're doing will unravel this. I just think that what I feel like you're seeking, you may never get that, but all this other stuff can definitely help to destroy his base, like the people that follow him. You see all this like fervor that's going on because like, hey, there was an Epstein list, there's an Epstein list, Epstein list, Epstein list, and then nothing to see here, no Epstein list. You see how like that's causing a problem. I'm just saying all the stuff that we're getting is good, it's positives. So, but I just don't know that we'll get to what you're talking about, like tapes. I don't think we'll ever see tapes. You know, I don't know that Ghislaine will ever get up there, but all this stuff is helping.
Yeah, we'll see, brother. We'll see, man.
Okay. Well, more Trump news. You guys good with this subject? You want to keep hitting it, or can we move on? That's weird. I'm just confused about this whole thing.
Yeah, it's very confusing.
Okay, so believe it or not, when you just thought everything was over as far as dealing with Alcatraz in California, they have decided as of 1 day ago who was there. First of all, guess who went to Alcatraz 2 days ago? Pam Bondi. The one in San Francisco, not Alligator Alcatraz. She went to the one in San Francisco Thursday to look around. They are still trying to open up this prison that was closed in the early 60s and now is a tourist attraction. They thought it was going to cost $3 to $5 million to bring it up. Now it's been found that it's going to cost $3 billion to change it into a prison. So they are really working on getting this done. What happened? 1 day ago, I guess, which was Friday, who else went to the island? This is getting out of hand. He said that every state needs to have a place to be able to place detainees, and California needs to play its part. California has a lot of prisons. I don't even know why we have to do this, but they're willing to spend $3 billion to turn Alcatraz into another holding place for illegal immigrants. This Bundy was there on Thursday. Friday, what's this guy's name? Thursday, Interior Secretary Doug. Is that him? Let me go read this down a little bit further. Interior Secretary Doug Burgum. So let me see. He went Friday, and he said, okay, after wrapping up an early morning boat ride to Alcatraz, where he touted President Trump's plan to once again put the people behind bars there, Interior Secretary Doug Burgum took a stroll on Thursday around another famed San Francisco National Park site that Trump has his eye on, and that's the Presidio, if you guys are familiar with that. That's a beautiful place, and I think they're losing their fucking mind if they're going to try to stick some shit on there. His take, the former Army base turned park, should be an inspiration for the natural park system as a whole. And let's see, they're just looking at the profitability of it. Now, let me go down a little further. He's still advocating for turning the park into a federal prison. That's what's going on.
Oh, hell no. It's hella nice at Presidio. I'd be flying kites with my kids over there.
Isn't that beautiful? Absolutely beautiful. Oh my God, how?
That's gonna be ugly if they put a prison over there. Is that where
the water?
Yeah, why don't you guys take a look at the Presidio? It's just, I haven't even been there. Now I have that on my to-do list when I go back, because with the picture that I'm sending, this straight shot to the Golden Gate Bridge right there on the bay, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, they have food trucks over there sometimes. They got the original like Disneyland museum is over there. Because you know the guy that what's his name, AP Giannini, he's the one that lent money for Disney to open Disneyland. The original Disneyland museum is over there, still open. So like that's a nice spot. It's a family, wholesome ass area, dude.
The Presidio also has a very dark history. It is also the location of a daycare that this was being run by a military guy that was a Satanist, and the children all came up with neural diseases.
Oh my God. Jesus fuck. God damn.
I didn't know that. I'll have to read up on that.
This is all just to punish California, and they'll do it to other blue states as well, and take beautiful places and turn it into concentration camps.
Human trafficking camps. Let's be real.
Or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Right,
That's what they want to do. It's punitive.
The weird thing is, go ahead.
They want to take money out of the pockets where you're turning out. You have Alcatraz, which actually makes a lot of money for the government.
It does.
And now you're turning it into a sinkhole for federal funds.
Right.
That's how much they want to own themselves, these fucking stupid MAGA and these knuckle dragging unpatriotic bitches.
Scotty, right now it makes about 50 to 60 mil a year, right, by tourism. They said to rebuild it, and this was a guesstimate, I've heard a lot of different numbers, but it was somewhere around $1 billion or more.
3 billion, Gemini.
There you go. So, and then after that, they say the operational costs are going to be at least $250,000. I mean, not $250 million a year, right? So we go from something that generates 50 million, 60 million per year to spending, what, 2-3 billion to create it, and then another 250 million a year to keep it operational. Right, that sounds smart.
Yeah, I think this is a personal thing with him and Gavin and California.
I agree.
Yeah, being the kind of state it is, and he's just gonna do whatever he can to get under Gavin's skin. But to waste that kind of money on making that a holding center for illegal immigrants is wilder than wild, and it just don't make sense. No one's pushing back. We need to be jumping up and down about wasting this kind of money on a detention center for illegal immigrants. It's gonna fill up fast in California, though.
I wonder if he's going to come for the commerce in Long Beach. I'm looking at, he's going up our coast, up and down our coast. He's doing our inlets. I'm trying to think what other areas he could take over. If he could get Catalina Island, he would. I'm just trying to think, what other land can this man grab? Huh?
I love Catalina Island. I would lose my mind.
Thank you. It wouldn't, but would you put it past this man to not want to go?
The Santa Barbara Islands.
Well, unfortunately, there's only, you know what? They're not inhabitable, but maybe one or two.
They can be.
But he'll make them.
Alley. I mean, what do they call it in?
Alcatraz.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yep. And so I can see him developing tourism. I can see him developing tourism. I mean, this man could do a whole lot of things, you guys, with, the way, those commercials are going with feeding the meat to the alligators, and, he's so twisted that, all he has to do is mention it, and I gotta go on mute.
Yeah, they said the more he talks about something like this, the more it's likely to happen. So he's going to wait. It's not his money. It's our taxpayer money. He don't care. He's already got his grift that's going on over here. So why not? Why not spend money that we 100% can't afford to spend on some bullshit like this? California has a huge homeless problem. What about that?
This is another way to just suck California dry. One more time.
So to Sue's point, and Water, I'm gonna need you to hold your nose for a second. But that's why I say that Gavin Newsom is in a really interesting position with the fact that he appears to have presidential aspirations. Trump is going to give him the opportunities, almost like with boxing, like the champ giving you a shot at the title, and then you get a chance to go out there and show what you can do and beat his ass. With all these things that he's doing, this battle between him and Gavin is putting Gavin center stage. It's like he's giving him a boost for his presidential campaign because he's not going back and forth with anybody like he's going to be going back and forth with Gavin.
Well said, it's an alley.
That's a setup, though. That's a setup. He wants him. That's a setup. He wants him.
He don't like it.
He's setting him up.
I don't think he wants him.
Yes, he does. Quit fucking
he
playing,
does.
bro.
He's
Quit
gunning
fucking
for him.
playing. Yeah, it's the same.
He won't settle till he gets his head on a platter.
No, I mean, wants him to be the one that he's fighting. I don't think he can. Yeah, I don't think he can beat Gavin. I don't think he wants him. I think Dan was saying like he wants him, like he feels like he's an easy win. That's all I believe.
Okay.
Oh, I think.
Well, look, you got to think. Ever since, hold on. Well, let me just add this. This is the Republican strategy. They go way out into the future, and they know who the pick is going to be, and they start battling them earlier on. With Hillary Clinton, they were bashing her like way before Obama came into the picture. With Biden, they were bashing him way before. They knew he was coming, right? So they know Gavin is coming. So before he even has a chance, right? Because the assumption is, guess what? There's not going to be a runner up for the Democratic president. It's only going to be Gavin Newsom. And then he's already have him beaten up before he even gets to the stage. I think that's the plan, and he's gunning for him now.
But damn, he's not beating up. Do you follow his socials? Because I definitely follow his Instagram. Gavin Newsom has a media. He's working Instagram and the media the way that other Democrats need to. He is literally going at Trump's head. And even they did a video when they had the whole thing with the National Guard out there. So, like, instead of showing that imagery, he showed, like, a card show. He showed, like, the observatory. He showed a Dodgers game. He showed all this good stuff that's going on in California, in L.A., that was outside of what the media is trying to portray. He's somebody's media savvy. In my estimation, I've said this, and it's like Lisa was the first one to say this, but I'm just real on this now that he is definitely the presumptive nominee, and I think he has a chance to definitely win. With the way the world is so dumbed down now, he's fighting a battle the way I feel like it needs to be fought, in my opinion, at this point.
Okay, so I hear you on that. I do not disagree with you. But one thing I want to toss into that calculus is that the things that he's doing, it's definitely good for California, but I want to see, because the battle is not California. The battle is not California. California is probably almost a given. The battle is going to be Wisconsin, Philadelphia, Georgia, and maybe North Carolina. That is the battle, right? And the thing is, can he connect with those people? So for the last two terms, it's been about those places. So maybe Ohio, maybe.
So let me counter, and I agree. But the thing is that we have a 34 count felon. We have someone that's found liable of rape. We have somebody that had all these like weird ties and all this stuff going on that made it through. The country is dumbed down. When this stuff starts to hit from the big, beautiful bill with all the Medicaid, just the shit that people are going to start to feel. We are in, I keep talking about Idiocracy, that movie, but we're in sort of that time frame where there's a preponderance of people that just don't, they just like soundbite shit. They don't dig deeper. They don't critically think. Saying all that to say that I feel like Gavin Newsom will totally, because winning those states you talked about, the swing states, Wisconsin, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Georgia, it's winning the minds of the people, and the people are not that smart. And so when Gavin Newsom gets a chance, Trump attacks him, and he attacks back. He doesn't like mealy-mouthy. He's not like, oh, like, you know, I don't know what to do. He literally, if you watch some of the shit, he's going directly at Trump. Like when the drawing came out the other day, I didn't see this. I need to go actually watch it, but somebody on stage brought it up. When the drawing came out in the Wall Street Journal, he actually, and Trump tried to deny that he even draws like that. Gavin Newsom held up a drawing that Trump had done that he had to show the comparison that Trump does draw like that. I'm just saying he's got a very interesting opportunity because Trump is trying to attack him, and Gavin doesn't appear to be a punk. He's not backing down, so I just feel like he has an opportunity. But it's just my.
I feel you. I'm gonna cross my fingers with you, bro. I'm crossing my fingers with you, but it's still a uphill battle.
Too much time. He's not guaranteed to be the nominee. A lot can happen between now and then, including somebody who doesn't have the baggage of Newsom, but who is tough and can be the Democratic nominee, who will appeal to people in all 50s.
Yeah. He's really afraid of you if he gives you a name. He's really he gave him a name, Newsom, so he knows.
He knows his place.
He doesn't
like that. And like Scotty said, there's a lot of baggage this guy comes with that, unbeknownst to people outside of the state, or whether you know it or not, he'll never make it with the amount of corruption here that he has.
Is it more than Trump water? What is it? Is it more?
It's more. It's as much as Trump, and it's without the personality of Trump. He doesn't have the personality to get away with what Trump's gotten away with.
I don't know.
Trent's back. Hey, let's give Trent a chance. Trent, where you at?
I like Gavin Newsom, Mike, but the business community doesn't like him. And on his record with the business community, with California, I love California, but he's done terrible with the corporations. They've left in droves. He's not going to have the backing of the corporation.
You're wrong.
Yeah, and I don't.
In fact, I'll just say this: Florida winning best state to do business for I think the second or third year in a row.
It was North Carolina.
No, I'm talking about CNBC. But Florida's up there. They're in the top 30. And all Brooklyn and all of them. But DeSantis is going to have he's going to be a real challenge if they allow a challenge to Vance. So yeah, the record that DeSantis has, if you're going to talk about business community,
America's not into this. Where's the best place to do business? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, that's the
job.
That's not the metric.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I know you're all up in corporations' booty hole, but it's not about that.
But didn't Florida either fire or deport at least a quarter of their population? How is it a good place to do business when you're too busy firing and kicking people out? I'm just asking.
Job economy, cost of living, outside of Palm Beach. I'm not talking about Miami. Florida's got some really.
Nobody in marketing cares about the business community.
Yeah, okay, well, when you get into election time, people do care.
No,
so
people
care.
You care.
They care about health care. They care about quality of life. They care about the underclass being serviced. You care. You need to talk to. You need to move around. You need to really move around. Gavin Newsom has been recalled how many times unsuccessfully? People in California, if they wanted to get rid of Gavin, if he was doing such a fucked up job, they would have did it a long time ago. And what's this clown on this app who's running to be governor of California? Let's see how well he. Excuse me?
Is it John Kitover?
There's somebody on this app. No, he's not on this app anymore. I guess he moved over across the street. Let's see how that works out. Y'all worried about business so bad, Trenty. Let's see how your bro, Brat, whatever his name, Cardone does in California.
Trent, can I ask a question?
Trent's running in California? Grant's running he lives in Florida.
He's trying to run.
Did you just hear me?
Yeah, I'm asking.
Real quick, you got people using the hell sign and stuff in the chat. I don't know if you know
what happened?
Talking about using the Nazi all hail Trump statements.
Oh,
okay, we're 0 followers. You need to go find something else to do in the hallway, big dog. And dog is spelled D-O-G, sir.
Did you say that Grant Cardone's running for? Did you say Grant Cardone's running for governor?
Yeah. You didn't know that? Google it.
I had no idea. I thought he lived in Florida.
Well, see,
He
see how
does
much
live
you
in
know,
Florida.
Trent.
He does live in Florida, but he's still running for Cal.
Trolling his
So,
building his brand.
so Trent, I have a question. So, didn't Florida just kind of like they've made some changes to insurance policies, and so I'm under the assumption that a lot of people, even though they're in a hurricane alley, like they're not able to get like insurance anymore.
It wasn't Florida.
Wouldn't that be? Yeah, it's Florida. So wouldn't that be difficult to have a business if you have a business in a place where you probably shit gonna get blown away?
Well,
you don't have insurance to cover it.
Yeah, the entire Gulf Coast is hard to fucking insure now because of climate change. So I'm not disputing that. I'm not saying that Florida's the perfect state, but in all seriousness, and this comes down to when you get into general election and you start looking at independents. When you look at the businesses that have moved to Texas and to Florida from California, major corporations like Toyota and others, it's California is not known as a friendly business environment. You know.
Yeah, but the human services business, they've ruined them. Like, just for instance, healthcare and just insurance for like home and car in California is. I work for a very major insurance company. We don't insure none of Southern California. We don't insure the whole bottom half of Texas. Michigan and Florida. Florida has such extreme insurance laws. They're so ridiculous. It's so expensive to be insured there that they're ruining shit. So yeah, the companies are going there, but all these companies that go there, they go there to die. Like, so, and when people are gonna start noticing this, I don't know why you talking about Toyota and stuff, yeah, okay, but what, like human services, like healthcare and shit, those businesses are failing. They just like took out a whole swath of like South Texas. I forget the name of it was a doctor practice. They just took a whole swath. They took a whole swath. They stopped covering all of them people, and it's all. I went and looked at the map because that's what I always do. When I see what they stopped covering, I go and look at the political map and see what they voted, and it's solid red, blood red areas. Them people are like they're building a path for them not to get reelected. They think they're so smart, but they fucking people up.
And if Florida is a retirement city, the retirement state, how is it that the removal of Medicare is going to allow people to want to stay there and service those people? I don't know. It just seems like Florida's not in a good spot right now, and as Trump continues to be around, he's gonna destroy.
Florida. What do you talk? Florida is the most expensive place to live right now, Trent. The most expensive, like not even a major city like Tampa is like literally the most, like is clocked as the most expensive place to live. I don't know why. Like, you think that's a sign of good things?
Yeah, that's.
I mean, if you're gonna talk about expense to live, California's definitely up there. Florida's not as expensive, especially when you get into the panhandle of.
Yes, what I'm telling you is in the last 5 years.
Yeah, I get you. The home values have rise. Palm Beach, Miami, yes, very, very expensive, but not all of Florida is expensive.
And California is expensive. You get into those little nasty areas like Lancaster.
Where?
Do you is my mic on? I just said. Okay, but you just made an example of the panhandle. So I don't know California that in and out, but I do know those little crummy ass places like Lancaster and Palmdale, and where all the gang members moved when they had to leave out of the.
Stockton, Tracy.
Come on, you come in here trying to argue that Gavin Newsom is destroying California, and like I said, that is
he was
not
destroying California.
Okay, so go ahead and reiterate your statement then. And
I said his business record, and it's not just Toyota, it's Tesla, which we know of, Chevron, Charles Schwab. There's been some major Chevron, some major companies. I think HP relocated back. There's been some major, and now Intel's announcing a huge layoff. That's not really California's fault. That's more the industry. But there's been some major shift from California. It's obviously had some significant problems. Look, I love the state. I wish I could afford to live there, but you know, if you get, which I do have the option to live in and pay the taxes of California, or the option to live in Texas. I'm taking Texas or Florida all day.
And that's your option. Congratulations. If I could live in California, which I'm trying to do that. I'd rather live in California than in New York.
Yeah, I got 10%.
I don't care if I have a mansion.
And then, bro, where you live
sucks.
Less than 48 people have. Less than 48% of people where you in your city that you said you live in have home insurance. So that means there's something home insurance. Yes, less than 48% of homeowners in McAllen, isn't that where you live? Have home insurance.
Yeah, I guess.
That indicates that people aren't doing as well because property taxes are extreme.
Baby, this is one of the poorest counties in the nation.
So what are you talking about? So a state with one of the poorest counties. But that doesn't align with what you said. You just said that Texas and Florida are doing so well. They shouldn't house any of the poorest counties in the nation.
I could live in Austin or Houston or Dallas if I wanted to. But St. Petersburg, we did look at St. Petersburg recently, Lisa, and it's really not that expensive. Sarasota, Ponte Vedra, there are some places that are high, but Florida's still got some opportunity. There is no place. She got an offer in Los Angeles, and I was like, absolutely not.
Well, I'm just telling you from what I know, Florida is terrible to live and terrible to just insure, period. It's just terrible. And it's hard for people to sustain. It's much like Michigan. It has like one of the highest numbers of people riding dirty, which means not insured, because the insurance, they're making it unlivable. If you're not rich or if you don't know all the tax loopholes and stuff, they're making it unlivable for anybody. They're making Florida a haven for rich people. That's what they're trying to do. And they want to do it with Texas, but Texas is just too big and too poor. Because you saying there's no taxes, there's no income tax. What about the property taxes in Texas?
That's not high. It's $5,000. I mean, it's not that high.
Property taxes?
Not like the 9% of my income. And then property and state taxes and all the bullshit tolls. Look, you can debate me all day, but obviously I've been in both states. I've lived in both states. It's not a comparison. I would take, which is why I live here. I would not live, if I had the money, if I was making probably $150,000 more, I'm with you, Lisa, I'd go back to the valley. I go live back in Woodland Hills or near Calabasas, but I'm not. And there's there's congestion problems. There's obviously the social issues.
The valley is still one of the best places to live.
I give you that. It was beautiful.
There's congestion problems in Texas. 45 is one of the most dangerous. Everything you're saying falls flat on its face. And just because you live somewhere, that's what we call anecdotal. Just because you lived in one place, and it's also a thing called per capita. A lot of y'all niggas don't understand math or statistics, and you just spout out things. People in California make a lot more money than people in Texas. So, of course, it's going to be more expensive.
Yeah.
Like, do you understand that?
What you get and I'm trying to be serious with you, Jess, and what you get for the money in comparison what I can buy here and live
it's a more valuable place because people make more money. Do you understand how per capita works?
My man,
have you taken a statistics class? Because you're speaking on stats and you don't seem to understand statistics and what you have to control for.
Well,
you don't, because go look at how
much people make on average in Texas versus what people make on average in California. There's a big chasm there.
I'm well aware of that. And I've got friends that a lot of friends.
So then you would have to go by per capita.
But the standard of living when my daughter's quinceañera was in November, and we had friends that came in from California, and they were amazed. They were amazed at the homes here, how clean the streets are, and they live off Slauson, Jim and I helped me. It's over by, anyway, it doesn't matter. But they live in the middle of LA, have for years. And they were amazed at how little the houses cost. I was like, yeah, they could sell their house right now for $800,000. I said, you buy one here, you buy half a mansion for $500,000 and then have 300 to live on. Go to the beach every day. And the standard of living here.
Are you going to say, Slauson is not dirty? I've been on Slauson before. Doesn't Slauson go all the way down to the marina, Gemini?
Slauson, I don't want to say, that's fucked up to call it dirty.
Yeah,
Slauson,
There's a black area, like
urban area.
Lisa, Slauson is very urban.
Right, isn't there an area, a black area, a hilly area before you get to La Brea?
That's what I love seeing it.
Baldwin
They have very expensive rooms where black people live.
Baldwin Hills is a very upscale black community.
Thank you.
Beautiful. I've been to that area. Somebody had a home off of we went up La Brea, we crossed over Slauson, and then it got really hilly, and their home sits on a hill that they got a whole fucking view of downtown, and I didn't see a piece of trash nowhere. What are we talking about right now?
No, it's not.
I talk disrespectful. Every time somebody black got something, it's dirty.
No, man, that's not what I said. That's not at all what I said. I said they've got a nice house. I grew up near Baldwin Hills on Mullen Avenue, so not Mulholland, but Mullen. I went to Little Angels Private School. If you want to look up where, it's a black urban area near Lamar Park.
Yeah, exactly. That you're comparing to a rural area in Texas.
Maybe this is not a rural area. So,
what's the major city around you?
McAllen.
Boy, so you're comparing McAllen to Los Angeles, one of the largest cities in the world, one of the most legendary, one of the most history cities.
It doesn't compare to Los Angeles.
So what are you talking about? It doesn't even compare to a lower tier city like Tampa, McAllen. We're talking about McAllen. So of course it's going to be cheaper.
Okay,
so I gotta step in here. Lamar Park, Trent, when you were alive and now is an absolutely gorgeous area that's been completely restored.
Yeah,
So where are you going with this?
I was just saying that's near where they live. That my aunt lived off of Garthwaite and Slauson. They live down Slauson a little bit. I was just giving the context of the area.
You pay a premium. You're living in Los Angeles versus unknown Texas city by the border.
Man, if I could just finish what I'm saying, what they were saying, they could sell their house right now for
Texas-Mexico border. That's wild.
They could sell their house right now for $800,000. This was the conversation that we were having. Okay, they were like, we could move here. I was like, this is what you get for $500,000 here, which is like a 6-bedroom, 4,000 square foot house. And they were just shocked at how nice it is. Like a lot of people are when they move down here, they're shocked at how nice it is in comparison. I'm like, I don't know why you want to spend. I mean, their house in California is small. It's like 2 bedrooms. It's old. It's 1950s.
You just said how much they sold it for. You just said they almost made $1 million off of it. So there's a reward. Everything you're saying, it's just, this is crazy to me. You're comparing Los Angeles, a place in Los Angeles, and then you're talking about why would they want to? There's a premium. You're near a major city. You have so much that's near you that you get. So you're gonna pay a premium versus you being in the middle of nowhere on the Mexico border. Why the fuck would that be comparable?
Okay, so Kelly is in her 50s. She's a lawyer. She's getting ready to retire. Her sister works.
What does this mean?
I'm just so you can understand the context. Her sister.
There's no context. The context is in the geographical. We're talking about Los Angeles versus McAllen. We're not even versing it versus Los Angeles versus Houston. Los Angeles versus a random desert city.
Yeah.
Like, huh?
Random desert city.
But Calvin is not any place of note. Does it have a downtown? Does it have a skyline? Like what?
No, it doesn't have a downtown.
All right, so these are all the reasons why it's much cheaper to live there. And you also said they made the reward so they have a small house, but they were able to make almost $1 million off of their home. Everything that you're saying, it locks in like a puzzle. You're acting like it's abnormal.
My goodness. Okay, bro. Yeah, they grew up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You've been talking for it's so crazy. You can talk, but when someone challenges you, it's my goodness. But what you're saying is stupid.
Yeah, that's fine. Anyway, what the bottom line is, they were shocked about what they could get, the standard of living that they could get here if they sold their home when she retires from her law degree, be down here, live close to the South Padre, and having an excellent living and get out of the rat race. That's what I'm doing there.
South Padre, like, boy, get out of here.
So you said all that to say that it's not a good idea for Gavin Newsom. I think Gavin Newsom, as far as a candidate for president, I think it'd be fine to get into the running. I think he'll be let everybody else decide. All this stuff about he ran California into the ground. It's not true. California ran into the ground. If businesses move all the time, they want to find cheaper places to do business, and that's fine. If you can't afford to, just like I tell myself, if you can't afford to live there and you're going to be struggling, that might not be the place for you. It depends on, what you're looking for and where.
Businesses going to McAllen?
They look like, and let Trent tell it.
Do businesses what?
Every single damn day.
I think you could also ask the question whether, that lawyer would still have that clientele and that activity there.
Yeah, that's why we were talking left. That's why we were talking, like I said, her sister works in Hollywood. She's a lawyer. We're talking about her retirement, and she's thinking long term. That's why a lot of people are moving down here from where they live, because
so it's a retirement community, right? It's not a product of
no, because we got Samsung, we have Whirlpool, we've got SpaceX now, we've got major corporations.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but on that Samsung thing, remember, some of those businesses aren't that resilient to the climate out there, right? Because Samsung had that big flood in 2021 that disrupted their flow, right?
What are you talking about?
There was a flood that closed the factory, their semiconductor factory, in 2021.
Oh, for a couple of days here, we had a flash flood, but it wasn't anything huge.
How do you feel about Gavin Newsom?
Did he just say it's not something huge and a bunch of people died?
That's in Plano. That's not in
grew up with Gavin in San Francisco, so yeah.
Is that what he just said?
Hold on, guys. We're talking about Gavin Newsom. And that's what we're talking, because now we talk about flooding in factories and shit. So how do you feel about Gavin Newsom, running for president? You think that's not?
I think it's competitive. I think he's very competitive, and I love the way that he's been able to counter Trump on so many ways. And he had the audacity to actually try to negotiate tariffs outside of Trump. And further, one thing about it is that anyway, that's it.
And what is your opinion on him? Let's stick to the subject. What is your opinion on what Trent said about California, Gavin Newsom, all the businesses leaving? You live in California, right?
Yeah, California, I think that reputation is much like the fires, right? It's misappropriated, right? Because those businesses aren't leaving because of Gavin. They're leaving because of tax incentives and the momentum that this whole Palantir and all of that has set up as a funnel over there. But still, California is way more resilient. It's those businesses that are actually hurt by that move.
Okay, so there we go. And I was just asking people who live in California, since you're making statements about California, we should ask people who actually live there. So Gemini and Aleph said that, they see there's a way forward for Gavin. And I think so too. I think it will be. We don't end up killing ourselves here and listen to Republicans tell us who to actually, need to be in place to run for president. Nobody's going over there. Well, we should be over there telling them who they should be putting forth. But the nerve. So anyway, coming from somebody who ain't even on our team telling us to put in who to put in the top 6 is crazy. And let me do this real quick, and then we can move on.
I actually like Gavin. I'm afraid for him actually in Michigan and Pennsylvania and those places where you've got a lot of swing vote, and they're very concerned about jobs in those states. Michigan's in a recovery, and the Democrats have gotten more centrist. I'm just afraid in a national election.
What state you talking about? Michigan now?
Yes, ma'am.
You're an expert on them too. Okay.
I talk to them daily. Yeah.
You talk to everybody in Michigan, like
yes,
and Samsung is not in McAllen, boy. It's in Plano. That's a whole other geographical reason.
Have your own credibility.
For the swing back that Trump is a poor.
We make cars. I guess we make cars in McAllen anyway. This is a silly conversation. You guys have.
No, it's not a silly conversation. You just come in and then you want to just, think that you're the expert on everything. We just wanted to ask some people who actually live in the state, and when they don't go in line with what you say, it's a silly conversation.
Before Trump is gone.
Thank you for coming.
And, wow. When the conversation is about the flooding or something else in Texas, he all over where he lived in McAllen at the border.
Imagine being married to a know-it-all.
Culturally, whoever I don't
it's way too much work.
Inappropriate brought up McAllen. He didn't even want to admit that. He didn't even want to own McAllen in their conversation. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's just, if I was him, I would just ask, he's lived in there when he was a child, that's all fair, but to just completely come in here and, tear down the fact that Gavin's running, he's a good candidate. Let's see what happens. Let's see where he gets. It may not be his time. No one else has stepped up thus far, so let's see what else happens.
Lisa, as somebody in California, I was not a Newsom fan, especially during COVID, as to what he did to our state. And the way he behaved versus what he asked us to do. He was a giant contradiction.
Yeah, I remember that during COVID, right?
Right.
Okay.
And many of us haven't gotten past that.
Okay.
And for those of you that don't know, he's telling us to lock ourselves in while he and his wife and others are renting out restaurants privately and eating out and about all over San Francisco. So it wasn't good. It was ugly. It was pretty ugly. So it was a bad look on us, and that was just the beginning of all the things that happened. So, but on the other hand, I think he's also a flip-flopper, and I think that now that this whole thing with Trump has happened, we're seeing a different Newsom. And I think that there is a different energy, and I think he is approaching things from a different strategy. So I am taking a step back and saying, okay, we don't have anything better, so let's see what we can do. Because we've got to get behind something.
The biggest thing for Gavin has been that he's a rake, So before he became governor, he was always known in the city for partying too much and being with all kinds of women. He had that reputation, but at the same time, he always was
single?
No.
I think he was married back then, but I think he was married back then.
So he has affairs.
But what balanced it out, though, was that he always stood up for the people.
I left you right on.
And to me, it seems like there's never going to be a perfect candidate, and people make mistakes. So I don't know. It sounds like y'all are saying you were angry with him, but you are willing to give him a second look. Is that what I'm hearing?
Well, to a point, yeah. He didn't do right by, doing everything he said we couldn't do. But on the other hand, right now, what else do we have? Now, I'm not saying let's excuse inexcusable behavior, like it's okay to become a pedophile and a felon. There's a difference.
Right. And I mean, I would think he was right to tell y'all to stay home, to stay safe. I mean, I'm not agreeing with what he did, to have a private party, but because he had a private party, should he have not told y'all that you needed to stay home and stay safe?
No. He went to a public restaurant and took the restaurant over when none of us were able to do that. We weren't allowed to do that. That's what it was.
Okay.
Yeah, Democrats break COVID rules. Remember Nancy Pelosi?
No, it wasn't only the Democrats, you guys. Please don't, because everybody.
Yeah, Republicans wasn't even wearing masks.
Exactly.
What are we talking about?
In Atlanta, we're still going to strip clubs. You guys, you pick and choose and just want to put people in a box. You were doing shit you weren't, but I stayed in the house. I lost my job for a period of time. I went outside. I did masks and everything like that. That was me. There are a lot of people who were at the fucking store with absolutely no mask, trying to be disrespectful and bucking the whole process. So it wasn't just Gavin and his crew. It was a lot of people. He told you to stay in because it was his job to tell you. If he came out and said, "Go party, people!" Everybody stop, no mask. Yeah, it would have been something else. So that's his job as your governor to do that. I would have got up and said the same thing. Wear your fucking mask, stay in the house. The whole country's on lockdown. But for me, I'm going to have this private party over here. Everybody over here know what's up. They're going to the party. They could either wear masks or not wear masks. Did he tell us that we couldn't have private parties? Was that part of the lockdown? Because your own house? Because I know a lot of people who invited me over for like dinners and potlucks and stuff, just so we can just get out. They're like, I know you shut in. We're going to have a little potluck. Did you have your COVID shot? Wear your mask. Come over. It was like really weird at times. I was sitting over here. My girlfriend had her plate over there. We were talking. We just got tired of being in the house. We were fatigued, lonely. I didn't have Clubhouse back then.
You didn't need it either.
No, I'm just saying I didn't. I didn't know you guys existed. I was trying to find ways by which I can see my friends. I was lonely. I was in a house. Come on, y'all. So anyway, I'm not excusing Gavin Newsom. I'm not excusing none of it. But we going to take each candidate in the Democratic Party, and that's what we always do. We're going to find every little thing to talk about them and bring them down. When on the other side, they don't care. Like you just said, somebody just said, rapists, pedophiles, SAN, felonies, whatever. Now we got leg disease.
They can't take that pedophile shit down. They can't take the pedophile shit down. That makes them just combust. Remember that guy that loved?
Trump is a pedophile, so I don't know what's the big you-ha-ha right now. And I don't like pedophilia. I would protect a child over any adult at any time. But the fact of the matter is, why are we going to do on this side the right? Because some of us are independent, some of us are Democrats. We got to learn how to play the same game they're playing.
Right, and I think the incremental improvement on that would be the next candidates following will need to be much more, together in that regard.
Dogmatic?
Nah, not dogmatic, but just less corrupt, basically.
We need to be less corrupt?
Yeah, I mean, we're already less corrupt, right? But we need to improve that. Less corruption, right?
Anybody agree with that?
I think Jasmine Crockett, right? She's less corrupt than Gavin Newsom.
Anybody want to add or subtract to that statement? Because I don't think it's not about the corruption. I don't think they have to be perfect. There's not going to be a perfect candidate. But what did you say about the corruption? What about it? I don't know. Repeat what you said, because I'm not even looking at none of that now. Nobody else is looking. Y'all didn't like Steve Shapiro because he had something going on at the office.
That's right.
So
I think we have to start somewhere, right? And our somewhere is better than it's in a better position because it's less corrupt than the other side. And as we go continuously, we should be looking at improving, leveraging our position and improving who runs, so we can get to a point that we really want to be at.
So let me recommend this, because the paradigm has shifted because of Trump and what we find acceptable now. I think to your point, maybe we can get to that. I don't think that this next election is going to be that election. I just think that this has to be optics. I just think it needs to be just social media needs to be showing that we have fight. It needs to be what Gavin is doing. I think that maybe okay, you get Gavin, give him 4 years, allow this thing to reset, and then maybe get to a lower corruption point. But Trump he shifted the paradigm. The fact that we have this president after what happened with J6, with all the stuff that's going on with him, all his past about not paying people, about the racism going back to the Nixon administration, and we still elected him. I just think that all of that is out of the window right now. So as long as you're not as corrupt as Trump, I think you got a shot, and I think Gavin fits that.
Michael, appreciate that. One thing I've been looking at it is that the world is evolving, and so are we. The whole system is evolving. That's why we see corruption looming greater and greater, right? But Trump didn't evolve.
Trump what?
Trump did not evolve. He is basically how he was back in the day. So what he does is more glaring. He's in a greater point of power, but he's still pulling the same levers he did before. Just more times, the frequency is more.
And I think what I'm saying is that we're dumbing down so much that we selected that. So we, the American populace, we selected Trump. We have all these people that come on talking about he's a great businessman, he's tough, he does this, that, and the other. I'm just saying that we are dumbed down. The idiocracy thing, I can't say it enough. Our society is dumb right now to select somebody like him. So I'm just saying that somebody like Gavin, I'm not necessarily disagreeing with you. I'm just thinking that this next election isn't going to be our integrity election. This is going to be just beat Trump's ass how we can do it and get him out of there. And then we can maybe reset in 2032. But 2028 is just about beating MAGA. And we have to just fight the way they fight, in my opinion. Again, all this stuff is just me.
So we're more influenceable, right?
I missed the last thing you said. Left them.
We're more influenceable.
Yeah, I just think people look at where we are though. I'm just saying, Trump, there's no way in our history that somebody like Donald Trump will be our president. If you just look at just the way this America, what we were, a lot of factors into that, right? The fact that we had Barack Obama for 8 years, it's given rise to this thing about white people basically losing their country and that fear. And I think that's of course a lot of why it is. I just think that Gavin Newsom is fighting a social media battle. He's going head to head with Trump at a time when and that's why people keep mentioning Jasmine Crockett, because Jasmine Crockett is showing some fight. When other Democrats don't appear to be showing a fight, Gavin is, and Trump's giving him a unique opportunity because he's going so much to California. We're trying to get Alcatraz, send the National Guard to LA with all the stuff he's doing because he doesn't like Gavin. So he's going to have an opportunity to show, okay, how I deal with a bully, which I think is going to help to catapult him into the American the national spotlight and give him a chance, to be our presumptive nominee. That's just where I'm at with Gavin. I wasn't on him before. Lisa was on him, but it's watching the way he's dealing with Trump, and I'd started following him on social media. He is really fighting a battle, and it's just interesting to watch.
And Aleph, were you talking about just Gavin, or were you talking about the Democratic Party, or?
I think that Gavin is one of the positive forces in the Democratic Party by far. He is the only one that I'm aware of that is actually cutting through the noise. The rest, I'm not so sure about. It looks like they're kind of they're entangled or disorganized. But I am really just referencing Trump versus whomever would run in the Republican Party.
Oh, I'm confused. Okay.
I mean, Gavin versus anybody who he would run against in the Republican Party.
Oh.
Gavin would be a good candidate. You know, you would have to have a roster of other candidates, right? Because it's really not going to come down to just one. But yeah, I think Gavin should be on that roster.
So is the idea that like Gavin is so corrupt that is that, I mean,
No, there's no, it's tangent to that. Gavin is less corrupt, but he's actually standing for people, right? Whereas Trump is not for people, and he is corrupt. So that's where the tangents are.
Okay.
I also think that Democrats would hold their party accountable if they were doing the things that Republicans are doing. Like, Democrats are the ones that were willing to go through the impeachment process. And while they couldn't get the votes for him to be, ousted out, at least they had the guts and the balls to go through the process. I don't see that Republicans, while they're in power, that they would ever, we see that they don't hold Trump accountable. And so all the way from the Supreme Court, the 6-3 there, so there's no individuality for them to do the right thing when it comes to Donald Trump. And then, the Senate won't hold him accountable. And we know that because of the big butt bitch bill, after they vote for it, now they want to go back and take out the things that they really didn't like about it when all they had to do was not vote for it. That kind of crazy shit. So I think we definitely need to get them out of power. And we have to figure out what that's going to take to get them out of power, because they don't know how to be accountable. They just don't. I mean, they're following this corrupt man, and I don't even get it how they could be that afraid of one person. Anyway, I'll land. A real quick piece of breaking news. Our missing here in Texas is down to just 3. So we've gone from 160 down to 3.
I just saw that, Debbie Poo. I was going to say something. Thank you for that. Thank you. It just came across my feed as well.
And I think that's fantastic.
That's amazing. From 161 to 3?
Yes.
That's amazing. I love it.
What is that?
Here in Texas, in Kerr County, from the floods, where there were over 160 missing. It's down to 3.
Oh, okay.
Accounted for everyone but 3.
Fantastic, yeah.
Okay.
And here's a little sample of Gavin while I get the next story keyed up, because I wanted to go back. Hold on, let me just do it while I go look at this. Hold on.
That reputational damage is being done as they're sitting there on horses with American flags running through soccer fields, scaring kids that are playing soccer in the middle of the day at a summer camp. For what? Just toughness to weakness masquerading as strength. That's what I don't like about this son of a bitch. I don't. And forgive me, I know he's the president of the United States. Forgive me, I didn't, he calls me new scum. Come on. How do I explain that to my kid? Now I have my kids' friends calling my kids new scum. That I get, because I was called that in 7th grade, but not by a 79-year-old. Model better goddamn behavior, man. Forgive the goddamn.
Okay, so So, you know.
Reputational damage is they're sitting there on horses.
Thank you. I just wanted to, he needs to keep that energy.
Oh, shit. That shit is real.
He really just needs to keep that energy.
The dude is money, even like with the the way he goes at Trump, that's exactly, nobody else is doing that. And Trump, because Trump keeps doing this, he's giving Gavin a chance to shine. And to me, Gavin is stepping in the spotlight and doing what he needs to do.
And Gavin is a more palatable choice than J.D. Vance. I don't think the women of America, the ones with any sense, want a president with eyeliner.
Yeah, I'm
couch.
I'm getting to the point. Yeah, I'm getting to the point here. You know, he's looking more and more presidential as far as I'm concerned. Let's see who else. Who else is going to jump in before we move off of this? I just want to get you guys' opinion because we talk about this lightly ever so often. Who else is going to jump in? Who else do you think is going to jump in? I know, we got 3 years, but we should be looking at people. And I think Gavin is smart. He started way before this. He's been running now for the last, 6 months or so, and just putting himself out there to let you guys know he's here. And he's here to be feared and whatever. I don't know who else is going to be able to go up against Trump that so far is in office or out of office or whatever.
Yeah, I don't think there's anybody that we know of. Josh Shapiro is cool, but it's like, and I'm not trying to be funny, but it's like the fact that he's Jewish or whatever. It's like, are we ready to elect a Jewish American president? I just think where we are right now in this era of racism, J.D. Vance has to get over his brown wife and them brown kids and the picture of him in the sarong or whatever that is that the men wear in that traditional Indian garb from his wedding. J.D. Vance to me is cooked. I don't care, like Peter Thiel, Curtis Yarvin, I don't care who's behind him or whatever. I don't think he's like electable. But Gavin Newsom, when you look at him, he just, and the way he's like carrying himself, also too, he's got a beautiful family, he's got a wife, like 3 kids. He's just, the dude looks about as presidential as anybody that we've seen. And like I say, because Trump is such a dumbass, he's giving him a chance to just like, he's teeing up shit for him. So like, it's like he's coming up like a fight. Like I say, he's coming in the ring or whatever, letting him like, punch on him or whatever and showing people that I can beat this fool.
Lisa, we have someone new on the stage who's a little bit hesitant to speak. They wonder if they're going to make it in here, so you might want to welcome them, make them feel...
Oh, God. Let me scroll down.
State Hilton.
Hey, State Hilton. How are you? Welcome to 420 stage.
What's up? So y'all talking about like next or potential next presidential candidates? Is that what it is?
Yeah, we're lightly touching on that while we're trying to break down our just say anything president. Yeah, so.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know who would be. I mean, it's kind of hard to say. What I will say is, when it comes to Trump, I don't know if he kind of like didn't gauge how everything is going, right? But when we look at, J.D. Vance, originally I was just kind of like, all right, cool. Trump, his last year last time being in office, and then J.D. Vance could potentially, quote unquote, carry the torch, if you want to say that. But I feel like it's a divide, and I feel like when it comes to the whole Elon Musk Trump situation, the second everything happened, even when it comes to Peter Thiel, we can see a clear divide. I feel like Trump is just kind of like how he is. He has the same stance on America. J.D. Vance is more aligned with Elon Musk than Trump is. I really would say that even when it came to, Palantir? I might be saying it wrong. But yeah, Palantir, when it came to that situation, it's just like when you look at J.D. Vance, when you look at the way he thinks, and you look at the way Elon thinks, They're more aligned together, and I feel like the reason we see Elon kind of every now and again double back in and backpedaling and saying I didn't really mean to say this, didn't really mean to say that, is because if you show your hand too early, you might not be able to get the candidate in position that you really want. He really wanted to be Trump. Trump didn't really move the way he wanted to move, so now he's kind of like, all right, I can kind of, quote unquote, if you want to use this term, groom J.D. Vance. When I say groom, we're talking about the money, the funding, getting you in that position. Because J.D. Vance, Elon, they're kind of more so on a technocracy. Like if you look real deep in the technocracy, they align more with each other than Trump does with Elon. So I feel like Elon is just going to gracefully bow out. And when it comes to election time, he's going to go ahead and, put J.D. Vance in that position. Because, like I said, J.D. Vance views aligns more with him than Trump does. That's just my personal.
See, you got it out and nobody jumped you. We're growing, Lisa.
I'm happy that you're on stage. And Slate's been here before because he doesn't have a blue circle.
Yeah, so. I don't know why he was afraid to come up.
I don't know either. This is a safe place for you, and we appreciate you coming up and giving us that. So, I think we whoever comes about, we need to stop being so hyper focused on every little. Now, if it's stuff like what's in Trump's background, yeah. But Gavin don't. As far as I know, he ain't been accused of any of this stuff that's going on with Trump or whatever, and. The COVID situation, we were all moving a little strange during COVID. So I'm going to kind of don't agree. I'll look away a little bit and kind of focus on, Sue was saying, what's going on now, what he's trying to do. He hasn't molested anybody. Doesn't have 32 felonies. I don't know the business part of it. I don't think the average American is going to look at California and go, well, all the businesses seem to be moving out. Nobody's even looking at that. They're looking at what they said they were looking for in Trump. The economy, the prices of the sausages that he had on display, the Jimmy Dean's, the gas. So they said the border. Please, Lord, include the border in your platform next year, because this seems to be something that people just sink their teeth into and can't get out. They're rounding up people like crazy. They want to, don't matter who you are, only by the way you look. We're going to do immigration too, because it's still some crazy shit going on with that. We're going to visit Alligator Island and see if they still got maggots in their food. But just stuff that, people who are working every day care about, and get them motivated to go out and actually participate. The largest voting population is the non-voters. So if we can get people to actually be motivated to go out and vote for somebody that is not going to fleece us, get planes, get crypto coins named after him, his head put on the $100 bill. We can go on and on. I don't have my list in front of me, but anybody who is just willing to go in there and work and think about people that need help and find ways to advance us. We don't all want to be on the dole. Nobody wants to be on food stamps. What is it with the people thinking about everybody wants to be sitting at home on food stamps? How much money could you possibly get on SNAP that'll make you want to sit at home all day and just wait for that little change to hit your account so you can go and buy some more Top Ramen? I don't know. I don't get it. So, and health care being taken away, Social Security being reduced, Medicare, Medicaid, all the stuff that these social programs that we were built on are being eliminated for people who really need it. That's all I'm trying to say. It's a lot going on, and we need somebody who's going to go in there and just keep America strong. Not make America great again, but just keep America strong. America's already great right now. People are coming here from left and right, obviously. So make America great again, how?
Now, so that's a great point. What I will say is, if we're talking about, making America great again, and then also in the same sentence saying, who wants to just sit around and just eat ramen noodles and, things like that, that kind of plays into what Trump is actually speaking about. Because when we think about Medicaid, everything when it comes to EBT and SNAP, What he pretty much said was, if you're a willing-bodied person and you don't have any kids, you don't have any dependents, you should at least work part-time. It was 80 hours. That's 20 hours a week. That's a part-time job. And if you can't even work part-time, then no, you should not be receiving SNAP benefits. You shouldn't be receiving food stamps, even when it comes to Medicare and all of that. So yeah, Trump. Some people might have certain views on Trump, but the statement you made is literally what is the reason Trump included that in the bill that we recently just all witnessed pass, because he wasn't, and also that prioritizes the people that need it the most. Elders, people over the age of was it 55, if I'm not mistaken. That's what it's pretty much saying. It's pretty much saying, like, look, if you're a willing body able worker, you have no issues, no handicaps, and you're receiving SNAP, you're receiving food stamps, you're receiving Medicaid. At least work part-time so you can receive that, so the government isn't paying for it. So I can't really be mad at that, because there's a lot of people that we know take advantage of the system. There's a lot of people that we know purposely and intentionally don't work and don't get income just to receive these benefits. And yeah, Lisa, some people do just want to sit around, collect these benefits, eat processed food, and play their Xbox or PlayStation, do whatever you want to do all day, and that's just the way they cool what they like.
So, State, can I give you some pushback? Let me give you a little pushback. Sure. Right. Here's the problem with a lot of things that you said. Right. First of all, a lot of people that are receiving some type of assistance, most of them do have a job. Their income level is below the poverty line. So what happens is what it does is it actually supplements what they don't have, right? Like what you call it? Because I was a working young mother as a recipient, and I was getting an extra $100 a month in food stamps that just helped me to get that little bit that I couldn't get because I was living under the poverty level. That's the reality for me, right? And when it helped me out for like 8 months, and then I came off of it. And I'm not telling you that's everybody's story, because it ain't, right? There are people that take advantage of the system. I'm not even saying they aren't. This is the problem that I have with a lot of these arguments. We don't even know, a lot of people don't know the data or the percentages, that most people are literally living check to check, and they're only 1 month away from getting their benefits taken from them anyway. Because as soon as you get a raise or you get a bonus or anything like that, and it raises your income level, because a lot of you guys don't even know what these income levels are. They're very, very, very strict. I'm talking about, like, you literally with 2 children, I think could make like $20,000 or $25,000. It's not even a whole lot of money. I don't know anybody that makes $25,000 and they out here balling out of control. So it's crazy to me, some of these arguments or some of these things that you guys are caping for that you don't even know already exist. It's super weird. Medicaid, same thing. These are arguments and talking points that they are using to distract people from what the real problems are. And here's what the real problem is. That bill that was just signed into law literally makes the top 1% even richer than what they were. And what it does, it shifts the wealth gap. So for people like me who are in the middle class, now my taxes are about to go up $1,500 more a year, which I think is insane, that I gotta now pay more taxes, which is ridiculous. So you're basically putting me in a position now I have to go backwards, and I don't appreciate that. I just don't. I'm sorry. So I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna land. The problem is that a lot of y'all cape for Trump, and you don't even know the numbers. You don't know the data. Just read the data. The data is out there. You could get caught up in the who's a Republican and who's a Democrat, because that's all a lot of people like to say. The Democrats this, the Republicans this. It don't even matter the damn party. At the end of the day, the government has been broken for quite a while. And when you have something like this, it breaks it even more. The debt ceiling literally is about to be, they raised the debt ceiling only to add an additional $4 trillion to the damn debt. So when are we going to ever get out of debt? Please help me to understand that.
because now you cut all these programs under the guise that you're giving, that you're giving people an opportunity you're giving it an opportunity to cut the debt ceiling. But the reality is, once you cut these programs, you're also giving tax incentives to corporations and the first 1% of the country. So it doesn't even make a difference, because by the time you you've raised the debt ceiling and done all of this stuff, now you still back in debt. You in more debt than what you were. Let's be clear. And I'm not an Elon Musk fan because I don't like him. I think he's a piece of dirt. That's my own, and he's one of those people who he literally was trying to make sure that his government contracts stay straight. So I think he's a dirtbag. But the one part I agree with him about is the fact that we have now taken on more debt unnecessarily, and it's stupid and it doesn't make sense.
All right, so I'm gonna just ask one question, right? So based off of what I just said, I'm pretty sure y'all pretty much discussed the big beautiful bill in here plenty of times, so I don't feel like I gotta go over it. But I kind of stated what it means when it comes to SNAP and when it comes to Medicaid and all that. You said you had dependents, correct?
Okay, what's your point?
No, I was just making sure because I didn't know. I thought I heard you say it, but
yes. What's your point?
Okay. So when it comes to that bill, that doesn't include you. So when it comes to the cuts, when it comes to the people that has to work and the people that has to at least do part-time, that's the bare minimum. These are people that are not handicapped, that are not disabled, and have no dependents.
But sir, that already exists. That's what I'm trying to. Okay, this is the part that I'm trying to get you with is where y'all become delusional. It's already in existence. Those requirements are already there. You guys are acting like he added something by adding this bill. That's not correct. I'm explaining to you that there are literally, you have to qualify by in order for you to be at a certain thing, your income level has to be at a certain. I'm not trying to. I'm not.
No,
I agree with you. You fucking asshole. I'm just trying to go. You're a piece of shit.
That's crazy.
This guy almost literally ran me over. Sorry. What an idiot. Okay. Just stupid. People are stupid for no reason. I'm sorry. Anyway.
But you're already there though, Rez, aren't you?
Who's already where? Who?
So,
what I was talking about happened to me 20 something years ago, sir. No.
That time frame ago, 20 years ago, yes.
Let's be clear.
Yeah, but we're talking about this bill that's been passed in 2025.
Sir, I'm telling you nothing about the.
But this is the law that was
the program.
Yeah, this is the same law that they had prior to this bill. You have to work. You have to work, or you have to attend school. If you have dependents, they give you leeway. If you don't have dependents, then that's what you have to do. This is not new.
Thank you. That's why I said.
So my question would be, if it's not new, what's the issue with the big beautiful bill? What Trump did?
Because it's a smoking mirror, and he's cutting what already exists. So the problem is the people who were actually eligible because they were working and all this stuff. Now you don't have the funding. So you are now going to displace 11 million people off of the damn program because you're not going to have funding for it. That's the problem.
Right, so now we have to have that conversation, right? Because if we're saying all of this existed before and it's smoke and mirrors, what is it that you can point out to me, or somebody can point out to me, when it comes to the big beautiful bill that's not a part of the smoke and mirrors of what already existed? Because what I just heard from a couple of people just now is he didn't do anything new, and this was already in place and this already existed. So if it was already in place and it already existed, what part of the big beautiful bill?
She just told you stuff is getting cut off of that program, dear God.
So I can answer.
I'm just asking.
Yeah, so I can answer. So the answer is, prior to the big beautiful bill, there was an eligibility standard and there was an already existing work requirement. What they're explaining to you is what the big beautiful bill does is that it it is now going to kick people off of the program by basically lowering raising the requirement, raising the finance requirement to be on the program. So it's already below the poverty line. So he's like making it worse. You have to basically be eating dirt to be on the program now. So he's removing people who required the assistance, and that money that's being saved is being rolled over into a tax cut for people who make above $500,000. So that tax cut is then going to bring less money into the federal government coffers, which is going to raise the deficit. That's what they're trying to explain. That the reduction in support, right, is going to punish poor people, but that savings isn't enough to compensate for what's going to be lost with the tax cut for the 500,000 above people. So that's what the problem is. And the lie that's being told is they're throwing people off of the program who don't need it, number one, and that will somehow bring a savings. So that's what they're trying to explain. Hopefully that made sense.
No, what I just heard from you, like, as you just put it down, like, yes, it makes sense. But now I think, and not to just, like, say, okay, we should just, like, pull the bill back up and look at exactly what it's talking about.
Oh, yeah. I already did that.
Yeah, but I already did that.
Yeah, I'm saying the the projected 10 million to 11 million. Those are the people with no dependents.
No, that's not true. That's not true. It's not true because the cuts are going to SNAP and WIC. And WIC is a program, it's women, infants, and children. So the cuts are not just affecting people who don't have children. That's why the pushback on it is that you're pushing more and more children into poverty. So it will affect children. And the other way that it affects children and people with children is that it is cutting from the Department of Agriculture. It is cutting the money that goes to school lunches. And we know that it is people who are at a very low income level who receive the free lunch and free breakfast at school.
Reduced.
And so
that
program, the free and reduced. So that program is being cut as well. So it's not true that the bill does not impact people who receive those services and support who don't have children.
Yeah, what I would do, and I'll mute up and I'll put the exact sections of the actual bill in the chat.
You don't have to do that.
I have it on my phone.
We went through this.
We
went through this already. We did it in this room.
You just land without being cut.
We don't need the sections of the bill, sir. Okay. We did it already. That's why I said we thank you, but no thank.
Yeah, I know it. I mean, I can.
We went through one whole room.
Yeah, here I'm not saying to repeat it.
One night.
Yeah. Yeah, I read it thoroughly because I wrote several letters to senators. I wrote to representatives. Went to my Capitol about it. Yeah, I'm very much aware of what it says.
Study the Gilded Age. That should help with what's coming up.
It's not about cutting you off, State. It's about the fact that you want to repeat something we've already done. We went through an entire room with this. We've done that. And not only does Dr. Agee have it, most of us already have it because we've done it in this particular room. So I'm not
Yeah,
understanding.
but y'all got like 20. Y'all got like 20 pink tickets in the audience. So it's like, I guess if y'all want to just keep it between y'all and just like y'all had conversations, if everybody already heard it, everybody was already here. But I mean, this is a new room. It's a new day. It's a conversation we're having now, and I'm pretty sure people would like to look at the bill for themselves and hear both sides, opposing sides, and kind of like depict for themselves what they're listening to and what's actually happening. That's all I'm saying.
Well, can you tell us what you believe in the bill that you want to put in the chat that is contrary to what Rez and Dr. Agee have said? What did you hear from them that you think is different in the bill?
I didn't see, so specifically when it comes to the bill, I didn't see anything. When it comes to the cuts were specifically talking about willing-bodied people with no dependents, specifically.
You mean able-bodied?
And able-bodied, yeah, with no dependents, specifically. If somebody, and I will stand corrected, if somebody can just like tell me where in that bill when it came to the cuts that they said, okay, now if you're somebody with dependents or you're somebody that, anything outside of that, I will stand corrected. But if we look at this and we read it, it literally says those exact words. Maybe I'm reading wrong. Maybe I can't comprehend. Maybe somebody can correct me. But I feel like we pull it up and we go to the specific section, it literally emphasizes that. And I feel like when we bring up the numbers of 10 million to 11.
So I would say this, Deborah, real quick, because I'm a dictionary encyclopedia and I have a very good memory. The distinction that the bill makes, it's two distinctions. It's parents caring for children under 6, and then parents with children in the house under 14. And that's how those are the stipulations that they're making about the SNAP. The issue with the work requirement is that the work requirement already existed. So what they're saying in the bill, ooh, excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you. Laura, what was I saying?
Work requirements in the bill. Stipulations, the work requirements in the bill.
Oh, yes. Okay, so they're giving that 80-hour-a-week work requirement, which previously existed. There was already a work requirement. The issue with the work requirement, though, is that no services are being provided to transition the people from, quote-unquote, dependency to work, right? The other issue had to do with the disabled, right? So that part with SSI and SSDI, I think it's called.
That's correct.
Yes. And so what they did is, with their medical, right? If they have over $35 a month in medical, they were able to deduct all of those medical expenses. Now the amount of medical expenses that they can deduct is reduced. In addition to their rent subsidies and their regular monthly stipends are being reduced. So the dependency part has to do specifically with SNAP. That's where it comes, and it's a household with children under 6 and a household with children under 14. That's the age requirement. Is that what you're talking about?
No, I'm not talking about. Okay, so when I say people use the numbers of 10 to 11 million that could be affected, those 10 to 11 million are those people with no dependents.
No, they're not. They're not people with no dependents.
Hold on, Slate. But what I'm saying to you is that's not correct. The number includes, that's the 10 to 11 million are the people who they're saying are going to be removed. I don't think that's only people without children.
Okay, so
And
that's so
if it
doctor.
is,
Let me ask you a
then
question.
you're not
How many
factoring the people
let me
who
ask
are
you a question.
disabled.
How
Let
many
me look
how
it
many
up.
American
I'm listening.
how many American citizens live in the United States today? How many American citizens is that?
330 million.
It's
So
approximately
three-
338 million.
Okay, so approximately 330 million. And this bill, as both Rez and Doctor said, is going to affect 10 million people. So if it's going to affect 10 million people,
I didn't say that number. You said that number, and I don't know.
No. I know. Whoa, hold on. Well, okay, well that was Rez then, because I never.
I said 11. I said 11.
She said 11. Okay, so
is what the projected. Hold on. I said 11 million is the projected impact. I don't know what the actual number is, but I said that was what the projected income. That is what the projected number has been told.
So okay, so Red said 11 million projected, right? So if there's 330 million, 350 million, and the projected impact is 11 million, which I already thought it was 10 million, which same thing. It's $1 million difference, or $1 million difference. Now when we go into the able-bodied people that don't have dependents, doesn't that reflect more of 11 million out of the 350 million if we're talking about? So we're saying there's more people in the United States. So we're saying that there's 10 to 11 million families that have dependents, and then there's 320 million people throughout the whole United States that are just single, not in a family household.
I don't understand your point, because
I don't understand your math.
Here's what I have a problem with.
I don't understand your math, because the 300 million includes children. That's not 300 million adults. The 300 million includes the elderly. It includes every living, breathing body in the country.
So this doesn't focus on elderly.
Let me finish. You would have to break that number down and say how many of that 330 million are kids, how many of the 330 million are elderly, right? We could say over 62, let's just say. So then you can calculate the number from there, but you can't include kids in that number and make the math make sense.
But so I'm assuming that either you or Rez had those calculations if you made the statement that you made, right?
I gave you the number based on the projection, and this is what I have a problem with. The whole time that you have been talking, you have focused on one thing: people without dependents. And at the end of the day,
says, right?
But oh my God, it doesn't just say that. This is the problem I'm having with you. It doesn't simply say that. Like, this is super weird. Like, you are literally picking out what you want to suit your argument instead of looking at this from the bigger level.
I said I would stand corrected if you can show me in the bill where it says otherwise. I said I would stand corrected.
She told you where it wasn't a bill.
Are we just going to go based off of people talking?
You guys, hold up. Can I have 1 second here? Because I want to play this. Maybe it'll help. Maybe it won't help. It's only 2 minutes. This is evidently people don't. It's a confusion of what the bill says. People wanted to say what they wanted to say that fit their argument. So let me see if I can help a little bit. I don't know if it will. Just give me a second here. Here we go.
For anyone with high blood sugar.
Of that bill looks at food assistance and healthcare, adding some new work requirements for both. It would cut about $267 billion in the next decade, and under the changes, able-bodied adults without dependents would have to work until they're age 64 to keep their benefits. It's 54 right now. Let's verify the impact with reporter Ben Briscoe.
To answer the question, would President Donald Trump's one big beautiful bill cut federal SNAP benefits? I went to these sources: the bill itself, the Nonpartisan Food Research and Action Center, and the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services. In the 1,100 plus page bill is this section on page 23. Currently, the federal government pays for 100% of SNAP benefits. The bill would cut that to 95% in 2028. The cuts could be even deeper for states that have a high payment error rate. The bill also cuts the amount of administrative costs that the federal government covers from 50% down to 25%. According to information calculated from the Food Research and Action Group, that's an estimated $300 billion in cuts nationally over the next decade. And in North Carolina, the state would have to come up with more than $229 million extra dollars every year. The State Department of Health and Human Services says under the bill, they won't be getting any extra money from the federal government to cover that added expense.
It's less money, and it's not guaranteed that the state can or will fill in the reduction in federal revenue that will be coming to the state. And so, to me, a cut is a cut is a cut.
So yes, we can verify President Donald Trump's one big beautiful bill does cut federal SNAP benefits.
And if you'd like to learn more about what's in that bill and how it affects you, we have a full breakdown at WBIR.com. Also, it's worth noting that all of our
Okay, so does that help a little bit? Because I'm going through trying to find as much as I can on this in short versions, because there are very long, detailed versions here on YouTube. But that's one short one for that particular issue. Did that help at all?
I think it helps because the simple fact, like, so I wasn't gonna like just press the fact because when people kept saying just now that it already existed, like, I mean, we can say, so the first question would be like, okay, are we going to say what Lisa just played is credible? And if we're going to say that what Lisa just played is credible, the exact words he just said was new. When he went to the hourly work requirements, new. So if it's new, okay, this is a new game now. This is a new situation. And then also when it comes to this being a new situation, it also it literally emphasized individuals with no dependents. So that's why I said, and maybe, and also the audio just said page 23. So maybe we can go ahead and get the bill, go to page 23 and see exactly what page 23 says. But I'm just going to say, like, what she played is pretty much what I've been saying the whole time. What I've been saying the whole time I've been speaking.
I don't know what page 23 I don't know what page 23 he's referring to, because HR 123 it starts section 10.3.9 part 5.
That's the Republican page 23.
And it's talking about it's talking about crop payment of cotton storage costs. This is what that's on page 23. So I don't know, maybe he's reading a summary of the bill, but the bill that I'm looking at doesn't have that. I don't know what he's talking about.
So the audio clip that Lisa just played was incorrect. And what is
did you not hear what I said?
Another question. What is?
Did you not hear what I said though? Did you hear what I said?
I'm gonna keep looking. Okay.
I just want to make sure you heard what I said.
I did, but my other question
I didn't
would
say
be
anything about it being incorrect. So I don't know why you're saying that.
No. The other thing I would think is, or I have a question of, and maybe it's just some new information to me. When it comes to these bills, when has it been divided into Republican page 23 or Democratic page 23? That might be new information.
You don't even know a joke when you hear it.
Seriously?
Okay, my bad.
I sure remember.
I didn't know it was a joke.
That is insane.
Get to the bottom of the conversation. I didn't know it was a joke. My bad. I apologize.
We forget.
I had a funny feeling that he was not tracking, or is this selectively not tracking, or okay, I'm missing a point somewhere.
Okay, let me see here.
And if somebody, I can do it too.
Additional test release.
Drop it in the chat too, so I can also read it along.
Oh, you want the what do you want me to? I don't know. I'll see if Clubhouse will let me, because it's like 1,000 pages. Maybe I don't have a link.
They'll let you do it.
I don't have a link. I only have the
You got the exact document. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah, because I downloaded it. Let me see. Hold on. Oh shit. What the fuck?
All right, so I think I just found it. I'm about to drop it in the chat now.
I found more additional stuff too, because I am researching while you guys are doing that, and I'm not reading anymore tonight, so everything will be coming in clip form from me. Hi, Jilly Jill and 212. You've been on the phone for the whole room. Thanks a lot.
And also, I was just saying, like, while we kind of getting that together, there was also something that was stated as far as going against agriculture. I don't know. I feel like so the whole America First thing and the whole, what we've been hearing him say this whole time, right? When it comes to agriculture, I feel like he's been pro-American agriculture. I don't feel like he's done anything to affect it or to go opposite of it, which I feel like is very important. We need to eat to live. I mean, a lot of people are living temporarily off processed foods. But agriculture is very important. And I feel like if we look at what he's doing, we can clearly see pro-agriculture, not anti, but pro-American agriculture. So I don't know if it was, I was only speaking to Rez and Doctor. I don't know which one of you guys said that. My apologies. But I did want to point that out also when we're having this conversation about the bill and everything that's being passed. This is pro-agriculture. This is 100%.
So my comment about agriculture had to do with the U.S. Department of Agriculture, which administers SNAP. That's what I was talking about. I wasn't talking about like agriculture. I'm sorry. I put the thing in the chat. Hopefully that's going to work. I wasn't talking about like agriculture generally. I was just talking about because it's the USDA that does SNAP. So that's why I brought up the agriculture.
A lot of people don't know that those plans came from like agricultural.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's why I brought that up. But I put it in the chat. I put the thing in the chat. If you want to read it.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm about to check it. Also, we are also aware of the bill that was passed this month when it comes to agriculture. If not, I'll drop it in the chat. But pretty much, so Trump he launches this month. I think this is about 3 days ago to treat agriculture as a key element of national security and to protect it at all costs.
Is that why he fucked them up with tariffs last time with China?
Yeah, but just real quick, so he made it a national security thing when it comes to agriculture in the United States, banning foreign, especially Chinese ownership of farmland, and we already see how China is moving when it comes to them moving over here, taking over farmland, things like that. So I'll drop that in the chat now too. But I feel like
I really can't believe you're still on this campaign. Like you have.
Why can't I just have a conversation? I'm not yelling. I ain't being disrespectful.
I'm not yelling either. Why you? I'm not yelling either.
Why do you have to cut me off saying I can't believe this and do? I just say it when I'm done. Like I'm just making a statement real quick.
Bro, look, I'm being real cool. Like I don't know why y'all think y'all can talk
cool
to me
about
crazy.
cutting me off while I'm talking.
Go ahead, man.
Okay, so back to the agriculture. Like I said, I'll drop it in the chat. This was launched about 3-4 days ago, and this is literally me just